Yo, welcome back to episode 42, the Dead Film Society. 42, I think.
Well, what are we putting first? Oppenheimer.
No, 43. 43. Barbie. This is episode 43.
What the fuck? Wait, what?
42 for Barbie. Released that first. Just views,
Views and that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is 43. My name's Toby.
I'm James, and we have a very special new guest.
Yes, we do.
Another new guest.
Also James.
So that won't be hard to forget. And obviously we're going to be talking about Oppenheimer. Today.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Toby.
Except for me.
Oh, yeah. Disappointing. Not angry, just disappointed. Considering you're a new guest, we don't really, the audience doesn't really know a lot about you. So what we like to do, and you told me that you've seen a few episodes, so you know what's up. We want your top five.
Top five.
You know, you can have a few honourable mentions if you would like. Yeah, exactly. So we'll start with 5 all the way to 1.
Yeah. So in number 5, I know it was released to mixed reviews, but my number 5 is Babylon by Damien Chazelle. Because I think that's her best performance.
You think?
That I've seen. So
Damn.
far. And I've watched Barbie. And I think I like it. It's about cinema. Number 4, I have to give to The Northman by Robert Eggers.
Oh, yeah.
With Alex
Really good
Skarsgård.
movie.
Beautiful.
So a lot of new ones that
You're a modern man.
are in
the
there.
last 3 of the top 5 are all new.
Yeah, right.
Number 3, I'll probably give to The Whale, Darren Aronofsky.
Really?
Nice.
Treasure.
Damn.
I thought it was brilliant.
We had mixed feelings when
yeah.
we saw that.
Mixed feelings.
It's the only movie that has ever made me come close to crying, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
So you never cried for a movie?
Not even Molly and Me?
Not even Red Dog?
Not even.
Damn.
Like, Molly and Me was that hit, but like,
Yeah.
I wasn't close at all.
Damn.
But if they changed the ending of The Whale, like, if it didn't just cut to, or have the white fade,
Yeah, that's a little bit.
Beach, I think, maybe. Or if it just cut at the end, like, that's it.
No, no,
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe you would have cried.
Now that you mentioned the beach, that probably would have been a good idea.
Yeah, because I thought that was a goofy ending. The
Yeah, it was a
jumping
little-
into the air.
I thought that was too much. Taking out of the realism that you've just said. Anyway, number 2.
Yep.
Number 2. I have to get to Whiplash.
Oh,
yeah.
Right there.
Christ, mate.
Used to be a drummer. I love the film. Jacobson's Can't Go Wrong. Miles Teller did brilliant.
Oh.
When I first saw it, I thought it was Josh Peck. I thought, what the hell?
Josh
Peck.
Yeah.
Number 1 will be Interstellar by
Nice.
Nolan. It is so far my favorite film. I'm currently in a confliction about where Oppenheimer sits.
Yeah.
What do you think it is rated in Nolan's films of all
filmography.
time? What number do you think?
I see. Okay. I think I prefer it over The Prestige.
Yep.
I think elements of the story. Okay, because I need to justify my opinion here. Oppenheimer, I connect more to the character and the detail that Cillian brings to Oppenheimer than I did with the epic, grandiose cinematography from Interstellar. And I think those elements are more important to me than the cinematic elements in Interstellar. So I think Oppenheimer is better than Interstellar. With Inception,
So it's your favorite movie ever?
I think maybe.
Damn.
I need to rewatch it to see
Yeah.
any other details on a second run. But I think maybe it deserves my number 1 spot.
Fuck.
For an honorable mention, though, I have to give to, because Oppenheimer gives me a lot of similarities to
Yep.
The Imitation Game.
Yep.
By what's his name? Tildum. I forgot his first name, but Tildum with
Yep.
Cumberbatch. Yeah.
Best role ever, I think,
You think?
on film.
Yeah.
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 Certainly.
Yeah.
Better than
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
Was it Power of the Dog?
Oh,
yeah, apparently.
Power
I think I watched like half an hour of that.
Boring
and I
ass
just got bored
movie.
of
I
it.
couldn't get past his accent.
Boring.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, that's my top 5.
It's a good list.
It is a good
Very
list.
modern list.
Quite, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and if you didn't know already, we're doing an Oppenheimer review.
Yes.
It's
spoilers?
yeah.
Fuck it,
I'm
spoiler.
not. I can't
He
be.
drops a bomb.
It's a true story. You should know already.
Yeah,
know
it's
your
not that
history.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the movie.
So domestically, Oppenheimer has made 82.5 million, internationally 97 million, worldwide 180 million. It's not doing as good as Barbie though,
No,
which is probably
That was understandable.
I predicted that. Yeah. It's got an 8.8 out of 10 on IMDb, and it's currently sitting on 94% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes, I lost that bet.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
He put a $5 bet that it would get under what, 85?
Yeah, percent on sports bet on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, we both thought it would get like a 79.
Yeah.
Because Chris Nolan films aren't typically
Yeah.
that high. Yeah. But could you say Christopher Nolan this movie is, him going for his Oscar? Even though it doesn't matter. Even though it doesn't matter because Toby fucking hates the
fuck
Oscar.
the Oscars.
I mean, maybe. I think maybe. This. I mean, the score in this was brilliant. His production was brilliant. I think a number of things could be nominated. A number of things could.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might. I think it has a chance at Best Picture.
Yeah. And Cillian Murphy is Best Actor.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're putting it up number one, basically, I think you would.
I love Cillian. I watch anything that he's in. Yeah, I think definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
I could see his character all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of his best performances ever. Besides Thomas Shelby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just like the classic commitment of the weight loss.
Almond a day.
Yeah,
Keeps the doctors away.
You just gotta respect someone like that. Just go the extra mile. And he just blows it out the park. Every scene that he's in, this dude is Oppenheimer. Yeah. He just is.
I mean, it's great casting. I mean, this cast is jam packed.
It's out of this world. It's insane.
I mean,
how many small actors, like how big these actors are in such small scenes.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to watch a movie where the cast is packed as a burrito and as talented as Hugo's editing skills, I recommend watching this movie. So,
yeah,
that's a compliment.
It's a compliment. This is Oppenheimer I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
That's the comparison.
Hugo's 9-minute videos. Check them out.
they're funny.
Because he doesn't want to fucking edit a whole hour. That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cillian Murphy, take a bow. I mean, Robert J. Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb.
J. Robert
Oppenheimer. Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, his performance was nuanced and subtle at times. However, moments of spark, and that's what you always look for in a movie like that. And I want to talk about his eyes.
His eyes.
I mean, Chris Nolan catered it so well, with the IMAX cameras and whatnot. I mean, it doesn't really matter what camera you use, but his eyes are just like so
like
gravitating.
Yeah.
I just gravitated towards his eyes. His eyes are.
It's mesmerizing.
Exactly. Yeah. Just because in his eyes you can see everything he's thinking, and that's what you want in a screen.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, anything.
It's something you can only get with like certain actors.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Yeah, I freaking love this movie, man. I think it's one of Nolan's best. I think Christopher Nolan's my favorite director ever. I don't think.
Oh, I wouldn't say that's a hot take.
I think it's a pretty common thing to say nowadays. He's such a talented guy. I just think every scene he does, it just always feels like there's something happening, like this, like intense, like the music in the background. You always just feel on board with everything, even if it's just like dudes talking in a lawyer room or whatever. Yeah,
well, if you're expecting a movie about bombs,
yeah, exactly.
Go home.
This is a character study.
Exactly. I think the whole last hour of the film could be a movie within itself.
Yeah.
About because I mean, if you're expecting the main bomb, you ain't gonna get it.
Yeah, you hear over the
radios and whatnot. But it's a very political film. But the name lends to it. It's about Oppenheimer, not about the bomb. So yeah. Well, let's a disclaimer as well, because we've got multiple people coming in to talk about this. We're gonna sort of go off what people are saying and try not to repeat ourselves a little bit. So let's go. What are some things?
What are some things?
What are some things?
Is there anything in particular?
Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, sure. Use my improv skills. So I remember having a conversation at dinner because my family's half Japanese.
Yeah.
And there was some, I don't know if it's true or not, but there was at least a rumor that Oppenheimer would be banned for release in Japan.
Yeah.
Because of its
it makes sense.
perspective.
Yeah.
But like, and then I was in a conversation with my dad because he's the Japanese side, and like, it's weird because his comments were like for it being available, and my mum disagreed. Like, okay, of all the people here, you should understand. And then I see it now as more like, well, that's just censorship, and like this is whole thing. It's a person's ability to make their own choice to watch a movie or not. It shouldn't.
Did he watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's watched it, or if he's he's going to watch it. I think this week.
Yeah. Right.
Or next week. But like, and then seeing the film, yeah, it is from the American side. It's about Oppenheimer, the guy that made the damn thing. But like, it's insightful, and I think that's more important than what the action was. That is briefly touched on. It's only briefly touched on in the film.
Yeah.
The actual bomb.
Yeah.
And yeah, they give a number. They say 210,000
People.
Deaths. Yeah.
Yeah.
within on the day of impact. But
Yeah.
like, it's I think it's insightful more than anything, and I think my dad would agree when he sees it. Because I know that there is that controversy about putting a name like Oppenheimer on an international stage.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Japan spent the last 70 years trying to keep away from it. So I think that's an interesting point for him to have made out of nowhere. But I don't know if that's true or not, that it's banned for release.
Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting point. I mean, I totally get the side that he's coming from. Like, it's a very polarizing and a very scarring thing to happen. And for something like that to be, marketed as a thing that's like, great, like, oh my God, let's watch this movie. It's going to be so good. I mean, I can see how there'd be a bit of controversy surrounding it. And that's fair enough. I mean, anything that's put out these days is going to have some sort of controversy surrounding it. And
I mean, look at Jojo Rabbit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a funny thing. I thought about it after the movie. I mean, it's obviously war, right?
Yeah.
But this bomb destroyed lives to save lives. But I mean, that goes with saying that happens all the time throughout war.
Yeah. I think, as you mentioned that, I think Nolan did a good job of not just sticking with one side. I feel like he shows both perspectives well.
Yeah.
Like, for example, he doesn't just go with America. It was good for the war, whatever, without forgetting all the people who died at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. For example, so the scene where he's being applauded by everyone, I think that was easily
that was the turning
best
point.
scene in the movie. Pure, just Christopher Nolan at his best. You see the clapping, everything, the pure silence, and then you see the stepping on the bodies as well.
Yeah.
The flesh melts.
The flesh.
Yeah,
Literally.
but I mean, that's the turning point to him just going what have I done?
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, after it happened, Oppenheimer himself is not a military mind. He's a scientist.
Yeah.
And to have that on your conscience for the rest of your life, that you made a bomb that has pretty much
genocide.
Exactly. But he tried to, what he did, he wanted to save the world, but in fact he destroyed it.
Yeah.
So to have that turning point in the gym or whatever it was is a great lead to sort of be within the rest of the movie. And especially when he's being interrogated and having all these flashbacks and, what he could have done differently. Because he starts out as your average Joe. He's a smart character, but he's very, eager to learn and sort of down the rank a little bit. But once, that turning point hits, it stays with him for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a perfect turning point. I mean, if that happened to me and I just knew that I'd basically destroyed the world, destroyed lives, killed all these people, it's a hard thing to live with.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard. And
Speaking of personal experience.
yeah. But to have it so publicly named as well,
Yeah.
he was in the Time magazines as the father of the atomic bomb.
Mm.
I mean, seeing that in your face below it, it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very just
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's an interesting topic.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
You could really feel the guilt from Murphy's performance.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
It's just
in the eyes, Chico.
all the way through from his brief of like, this is now an amazing revelation that we can split atoms and nuclear fission, and then it gets to the point of like more realizations, like, well, this is more serious, we need to tread carefully, and then that final act of the guilt and the consequence that he now faces is
Yeah.
so brilliantly performed and portrayed on screen.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, that hits.
Yeah.
It does hit.
Well, once you say about the end scene, especially in terms of, you know, seeing his face and the regret he had. Not that wasn't in that moment actually. He didn't. That was before they made the bomb.
Yeah.
The part with Albert Einstein at the very end. You know how he comes to him with the equation and he goes, "Yeah, can we does this have potential to end the world?" And Albert's like, "Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
it
does,
exactly
buddy.
does." But then Strauss thinks it's about him. They were
does.
talking shit about him or something like that, and that's why he didn't say hi to him when he walked away.
Yeah.
And to have that as your very last scene, it's perfect. It's a perfect ending to be like, fuck, we can actually destroy everything.
When I saw the part where Strauss is talking to Oppenheimer, like, what did you say to him? It's like, oh, we have to wait like another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can see that coming. Damn it.
Yeah. It's crazy to think as well, like the amount of people that just tried to stab him in the back almost as well, especially after, you know, everything had happened. And I wanted to touch on everyone thinking that he was a communist. And that's why he did what he did.
Yeah.
Because he was, undercover as like a communist spy
Russian,
or something, Russian
yeah.
spy. It's crazy to think the people that you work with are just, I mean, they can end up being nothing to you. And the amount of trust you need to have in people to be able to accomplish, you know, I'm not going to say one of the greatest feats of all time, but you could say it is.
It's one of the biggest
one of the
events
greatest
in history.
Achievements of all time. Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it was portrayed really well, especially in the end when he won the Nobel Peace Prize. And then Benny Safdie's character tried to shook his hand and then tried to shake Emily Blunt's hand. I forgot.
Like, hell no.
No, just stared him
Go
right in
away.
the face.
Yeah.
It was like, no, fuck off.
They aged well.
Yeah.
I thought the makeup was quite good for some characters. You know, maybe others probably they didn't put as much time into it, which is fair enough. They don't really.
What about Cillian Murphy as a college student, which
I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was good.
You
You know, had the hair grown out, curly hair,
Yeah.
no wrinkles really. I mean, they aged Robert really well
Yeah.
throughout the film.
They aged very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I want to talk about? CGI. None of it.
Did you know, fun fact, I saw this the other day. There is one CGI shot, but only in Saudi Arabia and India.
So what is it?
It's Florence Pugh sitting naked on the couch. She has like a black dress. The CGI is the black dress.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, she actually
She was naked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Florence
Speaking
Pugh,
of Florence Pugh, some interesting sex scenes.
what about the scene where he was in the interrogation
Yeah.
room and she was like
That
sitting on him?
was-
That was a bit odd, I'll be honest.
That's jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
It's not
Could
really
have gone without it.
Christopher Nolan's more of a just level-headed, normal, like doesn't really have too much sex scenes or any nudity at all.
Yeah,
So
I
that
wouldn't
was
have
quite
pictured
weird. Yeah.
Oppenheimer to be a bit of a player,
Yeah.
but clearly he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's the only CGI part. But
Yeah.
That's only for the
Yeah. It is.
who'd have thought that would be the CGI bit? Who'd have thought?
covering nudity.
Exactly. But I wanted to say, it's like back in the day when you used CGI, that was the flex. Like, oh, we got 5,000 shots of CGI. Great, look
Yeah.
at me. But now you flex about practicality.
Practical. Would he use miniatures for the bomb scenes?
Mm.
Yeah.
He's a smart man, and like especially achieving I don't know if it was like a pretty close to atomic bomb, like a recreation of it. Being able to recreate that, it's pretty really like big feat in terms of like film achievement.
Yeah,
Because it
and just
capturing
capturing that on film as well.
The entire bomb scene was great. Like the entire bit of just 30 seconds of silence and then just the massive. You know?
I
love the silence.
Yeah.
I think the build up was way more tense than the actual bomb going off.
Mm.
Because the score, the characters' dialogue, everyone's just bodies were just like ready for it, and even Josh Peck's hand just like
tension on the body.
Oh my god, it was so much more tense than the actual explosion, which you could say is a better sort of way of doing it than like exactly.
Yeah.
So that was the
entire scene was freaking perfect.
Yeah,
I freaking loved it.
On the note of sound mixing as well, I think sometimes this is like a tiny little nitpick, but there were some moments when the score had sort of outdone the dialogue, and I couldn't hear bits and pieces of the.
I will say Nolan's.
That's his thing. Sound mixing, yeah.
Better in this film than in some others.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worse in other films.
If you've seen Tenet or The Dark Knight Rises at the movies, you've
you can't hear anything.
You miss the movie.
Yeah. You're just there for
you need subtitles.
A concert. Yeah, exactly. I just said that the audio mixer could have been slightly.
It wasn't
slightly better
compared to others. It's like a masterpiece.
Yeah,
because you can actually hear what people are saying.
But there were little parts that I didn't hear. But I also found myself, I had to sort of really focus in this film as well because there's just a lot of dialogue, a lot of characters, a lot of dialogue, a lot of scenes, and a lot of political talk.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes, I had to pull myself back into it. Like I'd be listening to something and then I'd kind of zone out and be like, wow, I missed like 10 seconds of that. It's all gone now.
That did kind of surprise me that this is a really talking film, and like you're expected to know, like, keep up with what's happening. He doesn't Christopher Nolan doesn't treat you like a baby. Kind of. He just
he never does.
He never does.
He never does.
Except for maybe Dark Knight, because it's Batman. Just like a lot of like adults talking. A lot of, even though like. Some people might say this is boring. This is dudes just talking about politics. Some lawyers or whatever about a bomb. But if you enjoy good filmmaking,
this is a movie.
This is a great movie. It is a great movie.
I'd recommend it to probably the youngest that could go and watch is maybe 17.
Yeah,
I think if
and understand it.
Yeah, exactly. If you have a true love for this sort of thing and are able to. Yeah.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
My brother doesn't know anything about history, and he's 15. He saw Oppenheimer and he loved it. So
there you go. Okay, we'll change it to 15 then.
15.
15's the minimum age.
Yeah.
If you're an 8-year-old genius.
Yeah.
8-year-old genius. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You'll probably need to bring a parent supervision, shut your eyes in a couple scenes.
He saw it by himself, surprisingly. With a friend, I think, but without parents.
What's the rating
it's
anyway?
It's MA15 in Australia, R18 America.
R18 in America.
Which is, fun fact, his first R-rated movie since Memento.
But did he mean it to be an R-rated film? Is that what?
Sex scene and stuff.
Yeah.
I see.
The bomb, that's child's play. It's the sex.
Yeah, it's the sex scene. It's nudity.
that threw it over the line.
Yeah, okay. So what about some, actors that did a good job?
I'll start with Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt. Despite the lack of, I think Florence could have had more screen time. Towards the start. I mean, I think I was convinced about her character. I'd say she did well.
Yeah. RDJ.
For the little amount of screen time he had,
he crushed it.
That man doesn't have to work a day in his life.
Yeah.
With the amount of money
from Iron Man,
and Avengers and just the whole Marvel stuff he did, he doesn't need to work another day in his life.
No, he does not.
But Chris Nolan, it just shows how many people want to work with Christopher Nolan as well.
Yeah,
because you've got C-listers all the way to.
You got all the big ones just doing 2-minute scenes.
Yeah,
like Casey Affleck.
But that's exactly my point. They want to work with him, and they will do 2-minute scene, then I'm out of here.
Rami Malek in there for like 5 minutes.
Exactly. For an actor of his caliber to have such a small role like that, it speaks levels to wanting to work with the man.
Like shocked when I saw Casey Affleck on screen. I was like,
Yeah.
you're in this.
Yeah, as the what was the general?
Cash.
Yeah. I love his voice. It's just like a high pitched, like sort of
It's kind
croaky.
of crusty though. Like,
What do you?
like, you know.
Yeah, I like it though. I like it.
Right.
It was great in Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah.
I loved him in
I
that.
worked for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, this is a really good movie.
epic scale, a movie of epic proportions.
Make sure you go to the toilet before the movie. It is quite long.
Yeah.
I didn't piss the
3-hour
whole
runtime.
time.
Me
Actually,
neither.
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Surprisingly.
had a whole fucking regular
Before, when
drink.
after,
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yep.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
mean, anything
good
else you
movie.
want to touch on?
I think my final rating for an Oppenheimer would be 9 out of 10.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I think what its downfall for me was its pacing in the moments that weren't integral.
Yeah.
'Cause
A
I
little
agree
bit
as
slow
well.
at times.
That was like what I wrote down here. One of my flaws is the pacing of the movie. I feel like a solid 10.
Did it need
15
to be
minutes could have been cut.
For the movie being 3 hours, they fit a lot in.
Mm.
I mean,
it didn't feel like 3 hours to me.
not really. No, I mean, it's a whole man's life we're talking about here,
Yeah.
and what he's done and how he did it and
Mm.
who he met along the way. So I think they did well to fit it into 3 hours. I mean, because there were moments in the film where they were talking about things that they didn't show, which I'm not going to say I had a problem with it because it would have made the movie longer if they showed the things that they were talking about.
Mm.
But that's maybe where I was confused at times, just because they weren't, bringing anything back to what they were talking about,
Yeah.
which is not that big of a deal because I just pulled myself back into it and was able to focus and listen to what was happening.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Also, just like I know we talked about like a lot of stuff going on at once. Like even though it's not really a flaw, because like you kind of expect it to pay attention to know what's happening. I'm just sometimes just can't so much shit happen in my brain just doesn't keep up. And yeah, like we talked about the end. Like we were a bit confused with Strauss and that whole situation.
about why he wanted to sort of throw him under the bus a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
No, not really. I wouldn't say much.
Yeah, it was.
I think because Strauss was trying to get to a higher position
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
his field, because by knocking out Oppenheimer, there's no one else that has a higher achievement.
Was it also because he sort of gave him the clearance to do it
Yeah,
as well, and then it
he's
kind of
discrediting-
backfired it a little bit?
Yeah,
So he doesn't really want to be a part of it. So he's like, it was all him.
Mm.
yeah.
But because he was the director of the whole, sort of gave it the all clear. Then maybe now that it's biting him on the ass, he just wants to be like, no,
I think it was more of like a Oppenheimer. I trust you to do the thing that you're gonna do.
yeah,
I don't think it was more like he was necessarily a part of the thing. So I think what that is then at the end is him trying to discredit Oppenheimer. So
he could move up
yeah, he can
Yeah.
move up
and not go to
be
jail.
unchallenged.
Yeah, I mean, even Matt Damon's character gave him the clear, and then when they were in the interrogation room, they said, would you give him the clearance with today's guidelines?
No.
No, he
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't give anyone.
Yeah. So it's kind of, there's a lot of sort of back and forth in terms of characters' intentions and objectives, which is, how it actually was. You can't, like the haters that say like, the movie's convoluted and, there's too much stuff happening. This stuff actually happened.
Yeah.
You can't complain
It's not-
about the facts.
It's not as simple as just the dropping of the bomb.
Exactly. There's so many, there's so much process and everything that went into it was all true. I mean, I'm not a massive nerd
Historian.
about Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
so they could have made something up and I wouldn't have really noticed. But
Yeah.
it seems pretty real, and all the things that happen are definitely true.
Yeah.
So you can't sit back and say it's convoluted and messy. Exactly. Yeah. But it's just going back to the 3 hours. Like, you can't say it was messy. That's what they had. That's what they did with it. And evidently they came out with a great movie.
It did.
So yeah.
I don't think I have any complaint about the time either.
No,
It's like the story takes as long as the story will take.
Yeah.
And that's just how it works.
It's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
All right.
You reckon? Thanks for coming on.
Sweet.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I am
Thank
become
you.
death, destroyer of one.
Yes.
Clapper. Clap him off. Thank you.
Oh, run away.
Sense
Should
of
we
that.
give him a blazer?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't need it.
Oh, hell no.
We're back. We're back with Hugo. This is Hugo number 1. We'll have Hugo number 2 later.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Back to talk about Oppenheimer again. Enjoy.
Dude, we've upgraded the set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so long. He
He
doesn't
doesn't
know.
need the new mics. Yeah.
Is this the first time you've seen this stuff?
yeah.
So you've been missing
That long.
for like 8 episodes.
Just busy fishing.
I mean, not 8
It's been around
I'll
there.
do it right now.
I don't. Okay, so
I'll
I
get it
said
right
to the
now.
boys, I went to Karratha,
You were lying.
and I did. They asked what I was doing up there. I said fishing. Do I fucking look like a fisherman? I'm working, bro.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6 episodes you've been missing for.
I apologize.
He's back. That's all that matters.
You should have brought another one of those.
Still on the group chat.
Yeah, I was contemplating.
We've now we subbed out Xavier and we brought back Hugo.
Xavier's going to come later, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, boys. Big question. Did you watch Barbenheimer in Suits?
No, we
No.
didn't.
But we saw him in one day.
Saw him back to back.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 Commitment.
Price of 1 ticket.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my
Absolutely.
God, dude.
Fucking save so much money.
Should you bring that up? Should you talk about that? Are you
I
allowed to
got
talk about
We
that?
got a Barbie ticket for so
Three
3
Barbie
tickets for $1.
What?
Yeah.
But we saw Oppenheimer for $6.
Yeah, for $6.
So
and Barbie
then,
for $1.
what was the whole ordeal with the?
It was because it wouldn't let us like use the staff card because too many people in there. So he just used the emergency tickets
Boom.
for $1.
Guess it's the perks, eh?
Perks of being underpaid.
Yeah. Sorry, I cannot afford a $30 ticket.
Yeah.
Like we did the math. What was it? If we spent,
It was thousands of dollars we would have lost. Oh no, for
Like
the
across
oh, I'm talking about.
Yeah,
no,
okay,
I'm
for-
talking about like.
so $30 an adult ticket for extreme screen.
So that's $90
So-
already.
So $180 is how much we'd spend.
Jesus.
Instead, we spent $7.
Yeah.
That's a good outing and a free combo.
Yeah.
That's great.
And a parking
Boom.
ticket.
A $70
How much do
parking
you reckon
ticket.
you saved across the entire time of the podcast?
It's got to be thousands.
Well, we've seen what 30 movies in
30 moves. Like 31,
So
yeah.
that's 900.
$900.
30 bucks. a
And then
ticket.
including like the free regular combo, which is $18 normally.
Mm.
That's a lot
So
of
we
money.
would have spent over $1,000
Yeah.
on movies, but instead we've spent what, maybe $100.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I saw Oppenheimer in a suit. I didn't see Barbie.
That's cringe.
Pardon me.
Priorities.
Yeah, I actually saw Crazy Stupid Love instead.
It's a good movie.
It's a fucking banger of a movie.
It's
First time I saw it, I was
It's
like,
the wrong Ryan Gosling movie.
Yeah, I
but
"What? You don't like Crazy Stupid
No,
Love?"
it's a great movie, but
it's the wrong one.
is that the first time you'd watched it?
Yeah,
It's actually it's like a whole
It's so funny.
so good.
It's
I
such a
saw that
Quentin
clip of the end
Tarantino
when they're
ending.
all fighting. I
Yeah.
saw that.
Quentin Tarantino-esque.
Yeah, rom-com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta say, I really loved Oppenheimer. Going into it, I knew who. Did you guys like know about Oppenheimer before?
No,
Relatively.
I knew.
I didn't do research, but I knew
So-
I knew he was the father of the atomic bomb.
I knew who he was and what he did.
Yeah.
See,
That was about it.
I was a physics student in school, and
Yeah.
We created an atomic bomb,
Yes.
we did a whole bunch on like atomic physics, and
and he was brought up.
he was brought up, yeah. Heisenberg as well.
Oh yeah,
Einstein,
that
obviously.
was funny.
When
they mentioned-
where was Bryan Cranston? But yeah, I knew about Oppenheimer. I knew that he had like an affair during his marriage.
Yeah,
Yep.
And I somewhat knew he was socialist, but I didn't really know.
I heard about the affair as well before we went in the movie. Yeah,
Correct.
Yes.
I actually saw that through epic rap battles of history. Thanos versus Oppenheimer.
Really?
Fucking great epic rap battle.
But about Florence Pugh, the affair.
No, well, the ERB episode was like years ago.
Yeah.
Is this an animation thing?
No, you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
No, you will. I'll make
You will.
But yeah, so with this movie, I had some knowledge coming in, but his early life, his connections to communism, I didn't know that. So I found that really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And they were great, like social comments on, you know, how the state of America and how they really should be adopting a bit more socialist stuff. This isn't a political podcast, but like free healthcare is such a blessing here in Australia.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
yeah.
it sure is.
Like, yeah. But,
I saw a thing on like emergency heart surgery
yeah.
in America. You can either pay for 60 months, it's like $2,000 a month, or you can do it straight up for like $247,000
Yeah. America sucks.
for emergency heart surgery.
Wait, so it's cheaper to do it over the 60 months?
But you have debt for 60 months.
3 years.
Yeah. Heart attack.
Bruv, that's all.
No, that's not 3 years.
That's no.
That's 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Healthcare.
Wait, it's more than. Oh yeah, 6 years. Yeah.
Move on.
Just under.
Move on.
Sorry.
So yeah, and obviously I love Christopher Nolan as well.
Yeah.
So coming into it, I had really high hopes. I really didn't know where he was going to go with like the whole biopic sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Were you expecting?
Well, yeah,
the bomb?
obviously, with Nolan, you're expecting the spectacle and the action, and to see him really slow it down and begin, this really good dialogue and social commentary was really interesting. And I think he perfected it because he didn't cater to one side necessarily. I think it was a really good balance.
Yep.
And but going to like pacing, I thought the pacing was brilliant.
Really?
For me,
There
I
were
really
moments.
liked how it was slow in the start when he was like a college student.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And seeing
Which
how-
makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And then I really felt it built up once Los Alamos was coming together, and then the bomb drops, and then you have the gym scene.
Yep.
And then it really slows down once it begins going into like the court case.
Yeah.
And that's when, at that point, it was sort of hard to have all my thoughts together because there was so much going on.
Yeah.
But then once Rami Malek testified,
That was
in
such a
court,
good scene.
such a good
That
scene.
was such a good
And
scene.
he was great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the little
you really
time he
see
had.
that coming, right?
Yeah.
And when he testified, it all came together, and you realize, Strauss is this asshole.
Yeah, he
and
is.
he's just like salty at Oppenheimer for like no reason for like a few years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought that was great, and that's when it all came together. And once I saw the bomb go off, I was like, like it was great build up, but then I was like, it's just
Was it
a
like
test.
what we were saying
And I
before?
realized once the countdown was happening, I was like, because this movie has no CGI, they're not going to show the Hiroshima stuff. I was like, that's not going to happen. That's a bit of a shame. But then I realized that the movie isn't about that. It's about this guy who's really just a tragic individual who's forced by the hands of people above him. And he's also a bit of an asshole, but we'll get
He's a
into
bit of
that
a dick.
later.
Yeah.
And once we were looking at like Emily Blunt testifying, like that was sick as well.
That was a kind of another turning point as well within that already turning point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the Nolan sort of aspect came in because it was so twisty turvy. You never knew which way it was going to go, even though it's something that already happened in the past.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't say this before, but in terms of like the black and white
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Objective,
And
subjective, yeah.
Yeah, but you were talking about, him sort of not feeding it to you as you're a baby, like as if you were a baby. But that helped in differentiating
Exactly.
where in time it was and, like differentiating the scenes. And I think I believe that was the reason behind it.
I think that was a perfect way to do it.
Yeah, because it's easy to tell like what scene is which when the color's changing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because what other reason do you think you would have done that for?
Could be stylistic.
Yeah.
Like after the bomb dropping, like lost color.
Yeah.
It obviously took a toll. But yeah, I thought that once it came to the very end of the movie, that was I had goosebumps the entire time. Because that quote where, it was foreshadowed before when he gave Einstein the math.
Yeah.
And he's like, those equations I showed you that could have set off a chain reaction that would have destroyed the world. I think we did it. Right, that was such a heavy hitting line. And then you see all of these like nuclear warheads going up into space, and it was just and the world like fucking like, how was that done without CGI?
Yeah,
like the
true.
world setting on fire, like that got to be like a
miniature.
I
Miniature,
did say that though.
Yeah.
I had a bit of an inkling that it might have been CGI because, I mean, the miniature makes sense, but like if it wasn't that, it would have had to have been CGI.
That was just genius.
Yeah.
Because it's true. It did set off a chain reaction. It set off a chain reaction with the Cold War. And look how many nukes the US and Russia have right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
And we're still like on the edge of nuclear warfare.
We are.
Yeah. So what if he never did it?
Never made the bomb.
I reckon another scientist would have done it.
Other scientists would have. It's
Yeah.
true.
You think
Never
so?
knew what the Nazis could have done.
Yep.
That's true. And how many months ahead were they? Or 2 years? 2 years
18
ahead?
months.
18 months.
Yeah.
Right. So a year and a half.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Crazy stuff.
Thank God Hitler hated the Jews. Because, imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine if he focused into that.
Yeah.
But, it was a really phenomenal movie. And you know what I loved as well?
Well,
Obviously, there's a huge tone of regret around the film, right? Like, the movie was about regret. Obviously, regret in dropping the bomb.
Yeah.
Regret with
the
Florence
Saito.
Pugh.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? And I just thought about this while I was sitting on the chair over there. This, like, tone of regret was foreshadowed at the beginning of the movie when he injects the apple with cyanide.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then he
goes
throws the
back
apple
to
away.
Greta.
Yeah.
The entire time this man has been indecisive and regretful about many things. And you can tell that by
So
the
why
end,
do it?
well, he just obviously didn't have the foresight. In hindsight, of course, he wouldn't do it because, he said multiple times throughout the movie, this will cause world peace. And look where we're at today.
It didn't.
It didn't.
Not at all.
It just caused
I mean, it
an
may have ended a
arms race.
war, but
Exactly.
for the greater good of mankind,
Yeah.
it didn't
Didn't
do
help.
anything.
No.
Because now,
Sped things up.
as you said before, look how many nukes there are in today's world.
Because of the H-bomb and then...
Yeah.
And I thought, I really liked the scene where he gets fucked off by Harry Truman, which was Gary Oldman, right?
Yeah.
Which I did not recognize.
Me
until
neither.
Yeah,
after.
it was
Yeah.
well, even like Gary Oldman. I mean, makeup again and whatever, but like even in the darkest hour,
Yeah.
that was great. What else? Obviously, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
There was something else.
Not sure.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, makeup is great in that. Yeah, so good.
No,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. But I mean, what makeup can do. Maybe it just has a really squishable face.
Yeah. Who do you play in the Darkest Hour? I'm freaking Winston Churchill.
Yeah, Winston
Yeah, that's
Churchill.
right.
Yeah. He's a talented man.
Yeah, he really is. But yeah, I thought that scene was great just to get this crybaby out of my office.
Yeah.
He's like, you ended the war. It's like, what are you talking about? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, but I'm just so sad. I'm so full of regret and sorrow. And then someone just go, nah, fuck off. I don't care. You did what you did. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I get that you don't like it anymore, and you're having all these flashbacks of what you could have done and what you couldn't have done. It's happened.
We won the
Yeah.
war.
We won. It's over. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but like the way people treated him and the other characters treated him obviously played a major part in that regret as well. Even though like it was kind of on both sides of the equation. So people were praising him, especially for the gym scene. That's when it turned around as well. But then also people saying like that, people were saying great idea, bad idea. And then, it kind of obviously would weigh up. You got to weigh up both sides of the story and then sort of come to a conclusion in terms of how you feel about it.
Which
And,
brings
yeah.
me to a question. Do you think Oppenheimer is more good or bad
In terms of what?
in terms of just
Morality?
morality, like overall?
Well, if you really, because I was told to watch the documentary
Yeah.
about Oppenheimer
Christopher
after.
Nolan's in that.
Oh, is he actually?
Yeah.
So I was told to watch that. I haven't watched it yet. In terms of morality, I mean, his intentions.
I think good intentions.
Good intentions.
He knew he fucked up kind of afterwards. Was regretful of it.
But was it a good execution?
He loves science. He loves physics. He was doing what he loves.
But as I was saying before, he's not a military mind. He doesn't see, the same level as a person. So, for example, when he was like, "Can I be involved in the actual, making of the not making of it, but like where we drop this nuke?" And they're like, "It's in our hands now.
Yeah,
you made the bomb. You're the scientist. Piss off. Like we don't need you anymore. You've done everything you can, and it's up to us now. We're in charge of the bombing."
Yeah.
I mean, he also cheated on his wife.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah,
but then again,
it
is Florence Pugh.
Yeah, it fully gave up his child to his mate, which was never brought up again.
Yeah, like he.
Oh yeah, true. That never got brought up, did it? So he just gave up on that kid.
I mean, he gave him off when he was little because he was distracting, or
no,
she.
Did he abandon that? Did he come back?
There was no mention of it, or
I'm not sure of that.
It didn't call back to that at all.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure
the
kids were back in Los Alamos.
Yeah.
Really?
I swear we saw he had they were younger 5-year-old kids.
Yeah, well, but how long was that project? How long were they there for? 2 years?
Quite a while.
Yeah.
3 years?
Yeah.
It was years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So
morality low morality.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Yeah.
I mean, not even.
I think he did it in a way that wasn't insensitive to any party.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as Barbie, almost like walking on eggshells to not sort of offend anybody.
Yeah, it's a hard job to do.
Oh yeah, especially in today's day and age.
No matter what, even if you made the most balanced movie ever, you're still gonna get haters. People saying,
no matter what you make, haters.
Yeah. Are you gonna reveal your score for the end of the episode, or are you gonna do it now?
Do it now.
Yeah, let's do it now. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. I think I gave it 4.5.
I'd give it an 8.6.
8.8.
Yeah, I'm happy with an 8.6.
Yeah.
I got 8.7.
Yeah.
Split the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Where would you rank it amongst Nolan films? Is it better than Interstellar?
Is it number 1? As Ganti just said.
No, it's not. See, Interstellar is just too good for me.
What about the Dark Knight trilogy?
Is that that's your number 1?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'd probably put it third in terms of Interstellar, Dark Knight, Oppenheimer, but I do have to rewatch Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
because I feel like you'd be less confused throughout the entire movie and see how well the pacing is on the second run.
I feel that's definitely a movie you have to watch twice.
I wouldn't mind some subtitles as well. Just to keep me on what's happening.
I like subtitles, but only for international movies where they're speaking a different language. Because I just find myself reading the subtitles and not actually looking at the movie itself.
Reading the subtitles, you can focus. Dialogue heavy.
I mean, I get it. It would be fine on the second run because I've seen how beautiful it looks and in terms of cinematography and set design and costume and blah blah blah. So probably second run I'd watch it with subtitles.
And in terms of score, holy shit,
fuck me.
I reckon it's honestly top 3
score.
Yep.
I've put about 5 songs into my playlist.
Yeah.
Can You Hear the Music? A Destroyer of Worlds.
You've put a Toby. That's what Toby does.
Play movie.
Just themes, random soundtracks into your playlist.
That whole Can You Hear the Music thing, when you saw the atoms going around in his room and he was staring up into it and it was just oh my God.
Yeah.
That was so perfect. I saw parallels on TikTok to the cornfield scene from Interstellar, and it's the same sort of score, it's building up.
Yeah.
But just the score was the greatest in the build up to the testing.
And it's
the bomb.
Not by Hans Zimmer, it's by another dude. Who did Tenet.
What else has he
done?
He
did Tenet.
Tenet off.
Yeah.
The score on Tenet was the only thing that saved it for me.
It's just such a poo movie.
I actually hate that movie.
It's the last for me.
It's last. It's last. Actually, if you've seen The Following, that's the short film he made. That's pretty bad.
Forget the short film. Forget the short films. We're talking about the blockbusters here.
I think it's hard for me because Memento, Prestige, and Tenet are all on like the same level.
What?
For me.
Prestige and Memento, they're bangers.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Prestige was kind of corny. But anyway, I saw this thing on TikTok, right? For me, yeah, 8.7. I said that.
Yeah.
Just to wrap this up, I saw this thing on TikTok, and it was like when a Marvel audience watches Oppenheimer, and I don't know if you've seen it, but like when the bomb countdown happened, they were like chanting 10, 9, 8.
Is this
7.
real?
Yes, I saw it. I was so pissed off, and they fucked up the timing because it was way slower in the film.
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
10, 9,
And then it would cut to something else.
9, 8, and then they were like, when they messed up the timing, they were all laughing, and then when the bomb went off, they were like, woo! When it was silent, when the fucking audio was silent, it was so
That's
annoying.
cringe.
It's so cringe. I gotta find it for you guys because it's
Jesus Christ.
Well,
And I also saw
it,
another
yeah.
meme. You know when it went silent,
Yeah.
send it to me and I'll put it in the
and
vid.
like this guy just farts.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So funny.
And then you've got like the dad in the background, like, Just like 3, 2, 1. That was so funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'll end up with.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't want to end really quick. Just wait.
Okay.
I've got something for you both.
Go for it.
Yep.
Bit controversial.
Go for it.
Snow White. Heard about it?
Snow White?
Yep.
Yep.
The remake.
Oh.
Oh, the new.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
haven't heard
Snow
about
White is a mixed
It's
woman.
bad.
Who's playing it?
Have you? is it
Darker
out?
Woman. No, there's been a lot
And
of
there's-
debate. Like
there's-
Piers Morgan's talked about it.
There's
That's
one.
how pressing this issue is.
There's one little person playing the 7.
No, there's no little.
No, there's just one. I'm pretty sure
Can we
there's one.
say little
Oh, like a
people?
dwarf.
Dwarf.
Yeah,
There are
that's
no
fine.
dwarves, apart from obviously one
So
that
like
you've.
CG?
No,
No. They're like random fucking.
Just like normal dudes.
normal dudes,
What?
normal
short?
guys.
And they're like non-binary
Oh.
fucking dwarves.
Okay,
What?
let's just get this right. What is the original movie called?
Snow
Snow
White
White.
and the 7 Dwarfs.
So
And the
do you
Seven
wanna
Dwarfs.
call it-
Okay,
So you call it Snow
okay. No, no. Why is she called Snow White?
Don't know.
Because she's the fairest woman of all the lands.
Her skin is as white as snow. That's a fact, right? Oh fuck! I feel really.
Dude, come on, man. You're on thin ice.
No, we're treading on hot water,
Like,
as you
I
would like to say.
Yeah.
I think there's a. I keep seeing memes where it's like what happens if we actually recast a whole bunch of films with different ethnicities, right? And it's like fucking Ryan
Gosling as Martin Luther King.
No, as
Mandela?
fucking T'Challa. And yeah, like Martin Luther King remakes and like fucking what's her face? Gwyneth Paltrow as Rosa Parks.
I ain't finna stand up.
Yeah.
It's. I was like watching the, interview with Piers Morgan. They had a dwarf and a gay bloke on either side of the argument, and I forgot the other bloke, not the dwarf, the other one, was talking about how, films are trying to be progressive and keep up with today's norms.
Yeah.
But is it a norm yet? Is that sort of thing a norm yet?
Yeah, it's like, why can't films just be fucking animated?
It's okay. Also,
Yeah. Well, it has to be live action.
also as well, like, what are we really risking here? Like, in terms of not, bringing everyone in for the sake of bringing everyone in, hurting people's feelings? Like, films, TV shows, whatever you want, it's a form of art, right? And people are taking this political point of view around it. This is a little bit contradicting because we were talking about, the political sides of Barbie and Oppenheimer. But the thing about it is, it's art. That's what it really is. Filming is art. You go to a film, you see something like Oppenheimer, you go, mate, that was art, right? So are we risking hurting people's feelings
Yeah.
to make a shit movie?
Like, could you imagine if Nolan cast Terry Crews as Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah.
Oh, because it's inclusive. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I mean, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I love to see it.
For diversity.
I'm open to diversity when
it's
when
a
it
new
matters.
story of fiction.
When it's
Exactly.
not forced.
Yeah.
But-
If you want to make something that is new, right? All the power to you.
Yeah.
But if you want to redo something like Snow White and then completely change it, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. It is in its early stages.
Well, what about like Little
But-
Mermaid? So you don't think Halle Bailey?
I don't think that's.
It's the same
was that-
thing.
yeah, I know,
Because
but
it's
it's
a
not-
white animation character.
Yeah, but it's not really in her name. Like
thing
I'm
is-
more pissed about it because it's in her name.
Logic wise.
I don't
Yeah.
mind it, but like it's kind of stupid when the actress doesn't know how to swim. Like, and she's
Yeah,
playing
it's
the
all
Little
CG
Mermaid.
swimming.
Like,
Mm.
it gets to a point where
How
Okay, we
ridiculous?
can-
how ridiculous
we
can
can-
we get?
diversity is great in film, and
Wonderful.
there's plenty of films that do diversity well. Just look at Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty much all black casts, right?
Yep.
And they're great movies because
And he's not just doing it because of it.
no,
makes
because
sense.
It's a story based from that certain culture,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? But when you start mixing up these classic stories with something that aligns with today's agendas, it's a bit offensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the thing is as well, you can't be nominated for a best picture if you don't meet a quota in terms of
Oh yeah, I heard
in terms of diversity within a cast and within the crew.
Really.
So I was on the phone with my pop. He's very, very, vocal about this. Yeah, he's very vocal about it. But he understands both sides.
Yeah.
He's like, all the power to you. It's great. Diversity is great when it's there on the table. Do it. Go for it.
Yep.
I'll watch it. But when, as you said, are remaking this stuff and, fucking around with it, if we're putting it as simple as that, and then to have this quota that you have to meet to be able to win an award that has really nothing to do with that topic.
Exactly.
It has something to do with your ability to make a film that engages people, that,
Yeah.
so it's a hard
It's a hard
For
sell.
me, it's like putting like a cast is like unequivocally a part of the film, right? But let's just say, oh, okay, well now we have to put a quota on. All right, well you have to use 70% digital, 30% film.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, you want the best movie to come out. And
Exactly. You want it to be your vision.
Yeah.
And hey, if your vision is a white cast, look, it's a bit like, okay, but there could
People
be
might question you.
there could be a reason for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like-
if you want to do a black cast, that's fine. If you want to do any fucking like Asian whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just you shouldn't be restricted for making what you want.
Yeah. And I was going to say as well, wouldn't it be, like, in terms of casts and crew and stuff, more so crew, if you're trying to meet this quota, wouldn't it be a little bit degrading for the minority? And they know this is why they're there, just because they're meeting a quota, not because...
Will they take the job? Like, if you get a job, you'll take it no matter what.
Yeah, I know.
Ethnicity.
But it's
or
like the
whatever.
thing is as well, people will give you the job because of meeting this quota. I think it would be a bit degrading.
Yeah, I
They're like, you're here just because.
It just comes down to equality of opportunity.
And it's
Yeah.
also you want the best person for the job.
Exactly. I mean, I think everyone should have equal opportunity to get a job, and I think it's
100%.
It's up to the director or the studio, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
to hire the correct people to get the job done.
Yeah.
And
So in saying that, so like, what if the actress who's playing Snow White was like really good, like crushed her audition?
Okay, the thing is as well, she may have. She definitely would have crushed it, right? But then you're going back to, remaking classics and how they're completely changing it.
Yeah.
Great, she could have done an amazing audition, but then someone who looks like Snow White. No offense, I don't want to like. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes,
Yes.
but it's just we're gonna repeat ourselves until we die at the end of the day, because it's just gonna keep. It's going to go in this spiral of no one knows what they're doing and people are confused. There's going to be so much confusion within the next 5 years of, you know, who you're allowed to have, who you're not allowed to have, quotas, cast, crew, everything, right? She may have crushed it. She probably did. But in saying that, there would have been nearly a bigger percentage of people auditioning for that role that have white skin.
Yeah. Yo, welcome back. Sorry for that interruption. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, as I was saying before, I'm just not trying to step on anyone's toes. That's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
And you can't come at me because everyone wants to have an opinion.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to have an opinion.
And Hugo mentioned this before. James is a straight white male trying to get into the acting industry. So obviously it's going to affect him, this entire situation. So, so it's fair enough that you feel that way. Yeah.
I'll be honest, guys. You did really well to pick it up back there. I had no idea what we were talking about.
We had like a half an hour break.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it real.
Yeah.
But Oppenheimer, great movie.
Yep.
And thanks, guys, for not kicking me out of the podcast.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be back.
Back in the starting lineup.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Peace.
Hello.
Yo, welcome back.
Oh my God. You're kidding.
We're back again.
Just a quick disclaimer. You might be wondering why there's just been a sudden, change of lighting.
And change of clothing.
I mean, you're relatively wearing. You wore the same thing. I kept it
consistent.
Yeah, kept it consistent. Joe's actually wearing the same thing as well.
Yeah.
Wait, is your name Joe?
Yeah, my name's Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Cool.
Joe.
Yeah.
This is Joe.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Joe again. Should we?
Not again because it's the first time.
I've never been here before.
Yeah, he's definitely here.
Cool. Wait, should we keep it real like last time or not?
Yeah, sure. We just had technical difficulties.
We'll keep it as a technical difficulty.
Yeah. So reshooting the entire this segment again. That's our commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get the notes up again.
Talking about Oppenheimer again.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was I tried for 3 hours to recover the footage, and unfortunately it was long gone. Technical problems, as Toby said.
Yeah.
But you live and you learn. Shit happens.
Yeah.
And maybe it might be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Hugo, can you shut the up?
Yeah.
Please? Thank you.
Maybe it's our canon event.
Yeah.
We've had multiple of those. We've had multiple.
But the real good one.
Yeah, this is the real canon event. So yeah, this is Joe. Tell us about yourself again.
Hi, I'm Joe Howarth. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we'll do the
Nice to meet
same
you.
shaking of the hands again. Yeah.
I study at Whopper, screen diploma.
Oh, you do that?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Shit.
I've seen you there a couple of times. I
Yeah.
think.
Maybe.
Maybe
Sitting
in the
in
same class.
Yeah. Cool.
Damn, coincidence?
I
Maybe.
think not.
Yeah.
What's that from?
I
Incredibles.
I came here for Toby, but now I'm on a pod.
Yeah, cool. Considering you're new,
Rough to fly.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep it real.
Yeah.
But considering you're a new guest, I've
Yes.
told you what to do. And you know what we haven't done as well?
What?
Remember the out of 10 thing, like your knowledge of movies.
Oh,
Out of 10. Yeah. What do you? We'll start off with that.
knowledge of movies out of 10.
Out of 10, what do you
Always.
think you could really dial yourself into?
We should let the guests say at the start of the episode, and at the end of the episode, we say what their actual movie rating
Oh,
is.
rough.
Oh, this could be a stinker. for
That's
me. I'd probably say like a 5 max, probably.
you reckon?
5.
Yeah, maybe a 4. Like I like watching a lot of movies, but I don't know kind of like the interior parts of it. I'm probably more of an actor watcher than
Okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
a
No, yeah, that
film
makes sense.
guy,
Yeah,
you
that
know
makes
what I mean?
sense. I mean, you pick up a lot more stuff as like being an actor.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it increases the knowledge a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because you know what's going on.
That's
and
it, yeah.
How they did it and whatnot. But yeah,
That's
it's a humble.
Humble answer.
It's a humble
yeah,
answer.
Give us a 5, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
I
stick
like
to
that.
5 right
I
now.
like
We'll
that.
see how we go over the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. So, your top 5 and honorable mentions. What are those?
Let's do this.
I've never heard these before.
Me neither.
Neither. Will I make the same quip?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, fuck it. Shout out to The Room by Tommy Wiseau. The greatest film of all time. Honorable mention.
Wait, have you? Do you know that he's got a new movie coming out?
Really?
Yeah,
What's it called?
Big Shark.
Big Shark. Really?
Yeah.
About a shark, or
Yeah, it's about
Really
a shark.
big?
It's big,
Does
and
he-
it's big and it's bad. If you've seen the trailer,
does he play the shark, or
no, unfortunately not. I don't even think he's in the movie.
No, I think he is.
Is he?
I saw him on the poster. Yeah.
he has
Oh,
to
really?
be? It's about
Oh,
him.
oh,
It's
okay.
all.
No, the poster is just like a shark and just big
Yeah,
shark.
it's like them like really scared of it.
Tommy Wiseau will definitely be in his own film,
Yeah,
without a
of
doubt.
course.
yeah, it's a
And
shitty.
It's also
It's
got
a
the Greg Sestero, the guy from The Room. The other guy.
The
The best Johnny.
testosterone, yeah.
You
the-
serious?
Yeah.
He wants to be
Has
in
he got-
another one. Has
Yeah.
he seriously not got? I mean, it's hard
He's
to
done
get a
so
role
many
after
interviews, like bagging it as well.
that. Mm.
Yeah.
He was probably the only okay one in it, and he was terrible.
Well, he's the one who wrote the book that they adapted the movie from.
Oh,
The
really?
Disaster Artist.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
have you seen that movie?
Haven't, but
You haven't.
You haven't seen it?
James Franco.
James Franco, yeah, and Dave as well.
Yeah.
The both of them.
Yeah,
The
brother
Franco
duo.
sandwich, yeah.
Yeah, he does
I was
it.
thinking.
Oh my
The
god,
biggest narcissist
that
I've
is
ever
so
seen.
like not even. Look at the costume.
I've always
that
made
he's
himself
wearing.
bigger than the shark as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's an underrated movie.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I was listening to a Seth Rogen interview,
Mm.
and he said he didn't really like James Franco for a bit because he was going really method with it.
Right.
I'm sure you might have heard this.
No, never.
So James Franco was directing the movie as Tommy Wiseau directing the Room,
Yeah.
but also directing The Disaster Artist as Tommy Wiseau.
Oh god, it's kind of like Jim Carrey and when he was playing that comedian.
Oh,
when he's on
Rocket?
set.
No, not Rocket
I don't know
Man.
what it's called, but he's basically was telling everyone to call him Andy on set and was pretending
Oh,
to,
yeah.
when they were trying to give him
It's
notes. He was
Moon something.
yeah, he was just saying like who's Jimmy? And like,
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's not the way to go about it.
No.
No,
Mm.
we did learn about
Yeah,
that
a
actually.
little bit of method acting.
It's a bit
What about
dangerous.
the Jared Leto? Didn't he like send Margot Robbie a dead
Yeah, is it Dead Pig or something?
pig or
Yeah.
something like that? Yeah.
During
Suicide
Suicide
Squad.
Squad.
Just kind of.
He was so
But it's not. Was it worth it?
no, because he was the most
It wasn't
underwhelming
even-
Joker ever.
It wasn't even worth it.
No.
But yeah, let's go. Honorable mentions.
Honorable
You said The
mentions.
Room.
The Room. We have Catch Me If You Can, Joker, Perks of Being a Wallflower, Shawshank Redemption, Whiplash, Get Out, Interstellar, Beautiful Boy, Shutter Island, and Prisoners.
Nice.
Boom.
Honorable mentions. And number 5, Manchester by the Sea.
Yep.
Casey
Casey
Affleck.
Affleck.
Sad movie.
Plays
Sad.
Grief very well.
Very well,
As you-
I've heard. Yeah, the tourist there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the first thing I've ever seen him in as well.
Mm.
And yeah, fantastic.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the first thing I've seen him in as
Mm.
well.
And he won the Oscar for it.
Yeah,
It's
Mm.
phenomenal.
He was
but it's
in,
of note.
No.
Controversial
He was in,
person in real life.
He
But
was in Good Will Hunting as the younger brother of
He
Ben
was?
Affleck.
was he?
Yeah.
That makes sense actually.
Yeah.
The Afflecks combining.
Yep.
4, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep. Good movie.
Best Leo movie for me.
That's a hot
Controversially
take
so.
within itself,
That is a hot take.
Mm.
I absolutely love Leo in this one.
especially if Catch Me If You Can is in your honorable mentions
know,
as
but-
well.
Well, I think there's so many options with Leo. I just thought he was. I thought he was the most likable in this one. Like, I thought he should,
Is that like
how just like I don't know. I just thought it was really funny. Like,
The most likable character.
yeah, as the fraud. But yeah,
damn?
Jordan Belfort, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
1917, number 3.
One
Yep.
shot wonder.
Good war movie.
One shot, yeah, one take. Using famous actors as the
The cameos.
the cameos,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
using the upcomers for the
Yep.
big roles.
Mm.
And then I think in like I like about 1917 is I think like movies like Fury and like, which are great films. They used like the main guys like Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, like they were all the main guys, and they were
Yeah.
like really
Logan
badass,
Lerman.
like cool like guys. Whereas I think the main two cast in here were like the losers who they set off to die in the thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of like how they made like a story about them instead of like them being these like obviously they were brave and heroic, but like they were really scared. All these things. They weren't these badass guys like sitting on top of tanks, just like blowing
Yeah,
people down. I
that's fair.
thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, but spoilers, there's a very sad death scene.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty sad.
That's pretty sad.
My favorite
pretty sad.
scene of the whole thing's probably when like near the end when Richard Madden, who's playing his brother,
Oh yeah.
comes up
asks
to
where
him,
he
yeah.
is, and there's like that shot where he goes from like seeing it to realizing he's gone without saying anything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sad.
Well, the first shot and the last shot of the film are the same as well.
Yeah,
Just
the
in-
tree.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Nice.
That was cool. I love movies that bring back to the first shot.
start.
War films do that really well as well. I think I saw like a video recently, and it was like all these great war films, and it's like when they're really young and they're going and they're like believing in a cause, and then it like skips to the end, and they're all just like look like 30 years older.
Yeah.
Some pretty damn good
What's
war
that
movies.
one? What's that one that really does the aging well?
It's
With the little kid.
You
Sort of
mentioned
the
it
little
yesterday,
kid.
the other day, Hugo. It was the war film about the little kid.
Is it a French film?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, I think it is that one. It was the young guy, and
It's one
yeah,
of the ones Dante gave me for the DVD.
Have you seen
I
it?
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Apparently that's
I bet it's
amazing.
great, yeah.
I've never seen it, but I should
Never
get around
All
to it.
Quiet on the Western Front. I haven't seen that yet.
I watched like half of
that's
it.
really
It
good.
is good.
Yeah.
What did it win an Oscar for?
Best cinematography.
Cinematography.
Cinematography. Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
school? Yeah.
Good
Shit.
score.
Next one.
Number 2 is Little Women, the most recent one. Greta
Yep.
Gerwig. Fucking love this film. Love
Yep.
this cast. It's my
Emma Watson.
comfort film. Emma Watson.
What do you think about her? What do you think about her accent?
I have no comment about now.
He told me, he said, please delete that.
Yeah.
The American
Delete
accent
that part.
is not my favorite film to hear in it. I prefer it with an English accent. I think it's much more believable.
Yeah.
But I think the cast of like Florence Pugh, Saoirse Ronan,
Saoirse
Emma
Ronan,
Watson, Timothy Chalamet,
Yeah.
Hugo's
Favorite
love child.
actor. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Meryl Streep, and then obviously Greta Gerwig, who's like killing it right now.
Yes.
I love that film. And then number 1, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Should I call back to you here?
Yeah,
Because last time I did
yeah.
it.
You trash Dark Knight.
Yeah, you put it. Yeah, you put in the honorable
Did.
mentions.
Honorable mentions. It has to be top 5. No, yeah, that's my favorite film ever. And
Yeah.
that's what made me interested in like acting. Heaps performance. And Christian Bale's one of my favorite actors as well.
Is it the best acting performance of all time?
Probably. It's definitely up there. That one, or maybe Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Probably my 2, and then
So you'd take that over Heath Ledger?
potentially my favorite one to watch was Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Yeah.
Just from how different he is in real life.
Yeah.
Like when you see him in interviews, he's like this most like chill Aussie guy, and then he's just the transformation was ridiculous.
I love that interview he does about Brokeback Mountain as well. Always for press and stuff, and the guy's like a homophobe or something. And he's like,
Don't
it's
watch
so it's so disgusting, and he's like, this is like, I hate it when people say that, but his response is really
It's
good.
great.
I'll get it up.
He says just don't watch it, but like
He's
he
like,
just
if you don't
trashes this guy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was such a good response.
Transcends a label. It's human. It's a story of 2 human beings, 2 souls that are in love. It's like, get over the fact that there's 2 men. That's the point. The movie is not a story about an epidemic or a virus or something that can be cured in hospital. We're showing that love between 2 men is just as infectious and emotional and strong and pure as it is with heterosexual love. And if you can't understand that, then just don't go see the movie. It's okay. We don't care. It's like, deal with it in your own private life. Don't voice it out, It's like, we don't want to know, and it's really boring and old and whatever, But we're very proud of it, and I think it's transcended that, And so, that.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Oppenheimer time.
Oppenheimer.
Oppie.
Once again,
Let's do it again.
what do you think?
Fantastic film. Yeah, I loved it from start to finish. Do you want me to rate it?
Yeah, you can rate it.
I don't know where
No,
to-
rate it at the end.
Rate it at the end.
Yeah.
I think I said. I think
say it all
there's
again.
so much pressure on. I felt, I don't know, with like Barbie and Oppenheimer on the same day for both of them to deliver, and I feel like with the cast they all had, and obviously Christopher Nolan and Greta Gerwig both being directors, like there's a massive pressure for them to both deliver. And I think in films where they're kind of playing like a real life person, such as like biographies or that kind of thing, like I feel like it's so important for the actors to do the right job as well and to pick the right actor. And I think it all delivered so well. I thought Cillian was ridiculous. I was speaking to one of my friends said that who's a scientist, said that Cillian played the scientist a bit too cool, which is like no scientist is ever that cool because they're all just kind of brainiacs, and someone that smart could never really be that cool at the same time. But otherwise, the film's kind of
such a
like
player.
mute. Yeah, yeah, I know, right? The whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the cutbacks to him as like a younger scientist, like figuring it all out. I thought it was really cool.
Oh, I saw. Now that you say that, I saw the other day on some social media platform. There's like a part where he's looking. It sort of like calls back to it when he's a younger, and he's looking at the raindrops falling on the puddles.
Yeah.
And it's like a resemblance of a bomb.
Right.
And then it cuts to the end where it shows that like miniature of the Earth on fire, and there's like circles around it and stuff as bombs. I thought it was sick. Like it's a good like little thing. Maybe he might not have meant that, but I think he probably did.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan, he doesn't miss a take, really, does he?
You can't really be like, oh, that was a coincidence.
Yeah.
But now that you say about the, trying to portray, a person that's passed away and has accomplished so much, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Hugo said this, it's not, it's a, what did you say?
You said interpretation.
Interpretation, not an impersonation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for 6 months trying to, marinate within the character and really trying to make it your own as well and not, put any disrespect towards that character or their family. So, I think it goes with anything, not just Oppenheimer, but I mean, even Elvis or, just anything.
Rami Malek.
Yeah, exactly. The task is a lot harder.
Yeah.
And the payoff is huge if you do it right.
If you do it right, yeah.
Because you're going to cop criticism.
Crazy either way, yeah.
You're going to cop criticism no matter what. So it's better to do a good job than not a good job.
I mean,
that's with anything, though.
Especially with like a Christopher Nolan movie anyway. You get selected like that. I saw an interview with Christopher Nolan recently where he was saying like he's gave Cillian so many like little like roles and like he's been in so many of his movies, but like he's never been the kind of the focal point.
We tried to be in the Dark Knight.
Batman,
And he ended up just being Scarecrow.
Yeah. And then he was saying something like once he wrote it and he was trying to figure out he realized like Cillian, this is like his time now. It's his chance to like be the middle one.
Yeah.
And I think as you were saying, when you're playing someone that is actually lived, like you've got so much information to kind of go off, but at the same time you don't know what they were doing in their downtime. So you kind of have to you get all of these things as an actor, and then you have to kind of then make your best judgment on it.
It's basically what we're doing at the moment.
Exactly.
Like trying to finding someone and putting your own spin on it.
Exactly right.
Trying to find out deeper things about their life that you think that they do.
Yeah, because you're never going to be able to copy someone 100%. And then I think sometimes if you try and do just copy, like if he would have just copied everything Oppenheimer did and spoke and acted, and not, it would have just been
not a bad performance, but also a bad movie as well.
You're trying to tell a story as well, and you're trying to like it's so much about him, but it's also everything that he was involved in. So like the like interactions with like Kitty and like Florence Pugh's character and like Groves, Matt Damon, like they all these interactions aren't like noted down, that they're written for him as an actor. So it's like now how would he react to that?
Yeah,
like,
you can't really research that stuff.
Exactly.
All you can research is who he was sort of associated with. The rest you do from there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was yeah. And then Robert Downey Jr. was just ridiculous. I thought he was so like. But then I also thought that I saw something recently that they were talking about all these big name actors, and I can't remember his name. He was playing the guy who did the interviews in the interrogation. He was the guy that was really pushing him.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He's in The Walking Dead, isn't he?
I thought he was fantastic. He was so unlikable, but just
I mean, all of them are unlikable.
Jason Clarke,
yeah. I just thought
Am I right in saying that he's in The Walking Dead or no?
Maybe he plays John Connor in Terminator Genesis. Remember from that?
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, he was good.
It was just I thought there was just some scenes that just like blew me away. The auditorium one.
Yeah, auditorium standout scene. Yeah, literally goosebumps that scene. Like I would rewatch that scene any day and still have a blast every time.
Hey, blast.
Yep, bro, bomb. Quips on this news.
That entire scene, like the foot stomping on like the seats, it's just
They showed that as well before he actually got into the
some foreshadowing. That entire scene is like beautifully done.
Oh, what was I want to call back to Robert as well, Robert Downey Jr. And he only had like 10 minutes screen time.
15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes.
And
And
it's
then
like so much longer though.
yeah, but then I also found out it's like it doesn't really matter how much screen time you get because it's obviously not just going to be 15 minutes straight up. It's all throughout the movie. So you don't really like understand how little screen time they get because I found out that like Anthony Hopkins in The Silence of the Lambs only has like 10, 12 minutes of screen time.
Like, that's his film.
And it is his film. I mean, even though Jodie Foster won the Academy Award for it.
Yes,
Well, he did. Yeah.
Hugo's getting himself some points there already on his knowledge.
Yeah.
But like after figuring that out, you don't need to have, as say, like a big runtime on the screen to have an impact.
No.
And I guess it's all about the character you play as well.
Yeah.
Like if you play a poopy character and you're like throughout the movie, no one really notices you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all about what character you play and the impact that you have.
Happens all the time in films and stuff where like they want to direct you one way. And then like half the time, the person who it is at the end of it is this person who's like kind of been trotting around the whole time.
Yeah.
And I feel with like Robert Downey Jr., that's why I think it was interesting at the end because they always hinted at him being like mocked by Oppenheimer and then at the end when
it always calls back to that.
It always calls back to it, but you don't really know why in it, like in the whole thing. Because when he's having problems at the end where Robert's having problems with like higher powers and not being able to be relicensed and stuff. When it then cuts back near the end when he's getting really frustrated and he's in his like room and his second hand says like maybe it wasn't about you or something along those lines, and it cuts to the Albert Einstein and Oppenheimer chat.
Yeah,
and
it's both a power and ego thing.
That's it, and it's like he's hardly used, but like. That is almost...
But he's such an integral part to the story. And it just shows like you don't need to keep calling back to someone. No, I mean, I'm just going to keep repeating myself, but like you don't need to call back to someone a lot for them to have an impact.
Exactly.
It's just the script as well. I mean, you need a good script to make that sort of work.
And the actors around it.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's all about chemistry and script writing.
And I think, when you've got people like Robert Downey Jr., who's getting 12 minutes of screen time, you know his performance is going to be there. So I think as a writer...
Because it kind of needs to be. You need that.
Otherwise the story doesn't make sense. But Christopher Nolan probably has so much more than trust in the story when he's got these people behind him that he doesn't need to like expose to so much minutes.
Yeah, he doesn't need to explain it too heavily. Because you know that all the actors are going to do their research. No one's going to...
Yeah.
In a 57-day shoot, was it 57?
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. Just the thing, like, there's some series and stuff are taking like 6 months to shoot.
Yeah.
It took 57 days.
Yeah.
For a 3-hour movie.
Yeah. That's insane. Right? That's a quick turnaround.
The level of like what they were doing in the shots as well. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's not even 3 months.
But they were saying it was like a... Did you say this, Hugo? I don't want to steal... Like, was it like 30,000 shots, was it?
No, 30,000 Dutch words.
That's not that one. It was like it was something along the lines of like the amount of shots he'd prepared.
On the storyboard. Yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, it was somewhat ridiculous.
20,000,
like, something like that. Yeah, and they did like that's how they shot the film. It was like off those shots specifically.
Exactly.
So they shot all those for 7 days and made the 3-hour movie.
Damn.
Like because they brought it to him. And it's like, this is what we want. This is how we're going to do it.
Yeah,
nothing will change. This is it. I might need a fact check on that. But it's around 20,000, I think. That's what I heard.
It's ridiculous confidence in yourself as a director to be like, this is it.
Based off some drawings as well.
Yeah.
I think when you spend probably how long you spent like envisioning it and writing it, like you can probably just see the film after a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time. Like even when you think of, I always like, I don't know, but whenever I try and think of like a film idea, like a short film idea, whatever, I always think of like a middle scene, like a turning point or like the climax of the film, and I sort of like try and like work around that. I usually like think of it when I'm like listening to a song or something, and then I'm like, oh, this is like the climax.
I get that a lot. Yeah.
Let's
like
work
driving
around this.
or like showering, like. I won recently, like falling asleep. I was about to fall asleep, and I had this idea.
Got to write it down.
Get up and like write for an hour, just like smash it all out, because otherwise I'd forget.
Do you reckon like if that like script got written for Oppenheimer, then like a director not named Christopher Nolan had the chance to direct it, do you reckon it'll be like this level of quality in terms like spectacle?
Spectacle? No, I think that's.
If you want a spectacle, you got
Christopher Nolan. Yeah.
Yeah, but what if he died or something?
Okay, who would you, if Christopher Nolan hypothetically didn't do this movie, who would you want to see take it on?
Maybe Damien Chazelle, because
jeez,
First Man,
yeah,
pretty good for spectacle.
Give it Paul Thomas Anderson. Fuck it.
Yeah, he'd be good.
That's the only one you're thinking of.
What else? Maybe Denis Villeneuve. For sure. Maybe Quentin Tarantino if
I feel like it'd be too gimmicky.
I mean, if you want a more comical version of Oppenheimer,
you kind of need someone that doesn't really or hasn't had a lot of movies so they can sort of prove themselves, because people watch movies basically off directors sometimes because they've got a style. And if let's just say Quentin Tarantino did it, I don't think I'd be a bit precautious about it. Yeah, exactly. I'd be a bit, tippy-toe about it, because I wouldn't really you can't really, it's not a
Brad
viable
Pitt
option.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah. It's not a viable option for
Samuel
Tarantino to do
the
something.
sidekick.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what would you give it out of 10?
A 10, 9.4.
9.4.
I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was great.
Oh, 94% Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
I'm a smart man. I've never been on Rotten Tomatoes for this movie. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What was I going to say? Hot takes. Got any?
Hot takes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Before that, Killian for the Oscar. Yeah. Hot takes. I had one I thought of this morning, because I was thinking about great acting performances that haven't been nominated. James McAvoy should have won the Oscar for Split in 2016.
It's a good shout.
It's the year Leo won The Revenant, and I don't think.
He needed to win it at some point.
You don't want to take one away from Leo, because that's his one. But I felt like the nominations for that year wasn't didn't blow me away. I think it was Eddie Redmayne.
What was that?
Was great. 2016.
2016. Yeah.
And Bryan Cranston had been nominated
for Trumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he probably wasn't going to.
No. Hell no.
No one was winning against
Leo.
No. I loved Leo in The Revenant, but I just thought
it's definitely not his best performance.
No, nowhere near, I don't think.
But it was just good to see him win one.
Oh, absolutely.
After so many nominations.
It's the most satisfying moment, I think, what everyone who loves movies watch.
Yeah. I definitely think James McAvoy for Split's a good shout. Imagine being tasked with 20 different personalities. That's insane.
Not Glass though.
The fact he didn't get nominated. Glass was terrible.
Oh shit.
The fact he didn't get nominated, just what did he have to do? I just
what more do you have?
He played so many split personalities to a T. Hugo's dying over there. I think
he's got so many things he wants. He's got so many things he wants to say.
He's to jump in front of the camera any minute.
You don't want to say the Emma Watson thing, do you?
No.
Oh, you've already.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. I want to look Hugo in the eyes this time. Timothée Chalamet will never win a lead Oscar performance. I think he'll win a supporting actor, and he'll get nominated many a times, but I don't think he'll win it. Hot take.
Damn.
I hope he does.
You can say that now, but it just all depends.
He might win
what he
4.
gets.
He probably will, but
yeah.
I don't know. Something about it, I can't see it. I hope he does. I'm a big fan.
I mean, if Wonka kills his career,
I don't reckon it will. I reckon it'll be good.
It won't kill it, but it'll
actually scratch that, reverse it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've heard about the auditioning process. He didn't need to audition for it.
No.
Because they just looked at his high school dance videos. And they just based it off that, and he was just they already had him in mind anyway.
Also box office.
Yeah.
So,
he kind of looks like a young Johnny Depp as well, doesn't he?
Well, to be fair though, when those pictures first came out of Wonka, I thought it was going to be a darker sort of movie.
Yeah,
I think we discussed that.
I saw the first release pictures. I was like, because the first one's kind of dark.
Yeah, because the colors weren't vibrant or anything. They were kind of bland, still keeping to the name of the Wonka colors, but they were just a lot darker.
Think
and more scruffy.
Hugh Grant's going to get a nomination for...
Hell no.
Fuck no.
Hell no.
I think he's in for best supporting actor.
That's gonna be people writing about that as well, not giving it to a dwarf and just CGing Hugh Grant's head or the whole body.
That's literally one thing I didn't expect to see in that trailer.
Yeah. Same, yeah.
Yeah. Just dancing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he does, and Hugo's got death in his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to speak.
All right, he's walking home. I enjoyed Oz more than No, not more than as much as Get Out. Probably Get Out was probably a tad better, but I really rated Us.
You only think Us is a tad better. Oh no, Get Out's a tad better.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Us, but that's because I was so fickle. Like at that time, like watching it, I didn't even see the ending coming, so it kind of just like.
That's what I didn't like.
Yeah.
The ending was great, but just like the middle.
Yeah.
The
You mean like the underground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't
I
like
thought it
that.
was really cool.
I thought it was
Fair
great
enough.
the first half of the movie, but just everyone having doppelgangers wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, I thought it was scary.
Because it just kind of took it. Sort of.
It creeped me out a bit, but
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they were still the main characters, but it sort of took away from them a little
I
bit.
get that. Yeah. I thought it was a really engaging and cool to watch. That's why I really liked it. But Get Out did blow me away for sure. But
Get Out's his best.
but then Nope.
And Nope just sucks.
Yeah.
Who pissed you off in that movie?
The girl on the motorbike. She just really got on my nerves.
Really didn't tickle your pickle.
No, she didn't. I just every time she was on screen, I just kind of sighed.
Yeah.
Just kind of out of annoyance.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. And Nope, just in general, could have been so much better.
So much build up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed.
I did like the chimp scene, like the callbacks to those, and
Yeah.
how-
It was well made. But
Yeah. Jordan Peele's like obviously great at what he does.
yeah.
But I thought Oz was better than Nope.
Right. Should we get Hugo on now?
that's all I'm here.
Hugo, clap him out. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks for coming on again.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get you back on again.
Yep.
Hopefully not.
See you tomorrow, Ava.
Tell me the room. Yo, welcome back. We're back again with another new guest. Yeah.
Hello, Hugo McGurk. Thank you for having me on, Rocky and Toby.
Yep, it's all good.
Pleasure to be here, boys.
Yes.
Last and final guest for the
Welcome back.
the episode. This will be out quite quickly as well.
Yes.
This will be a big turnaround.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Movie knowledge out of 10. Say something.
Well, it depends. Like, am I like, if like, so Quentin Tarantino's a 10, your average guy on the streets is 0, is that what we're saying?
Yes.
I don't
You
know.
was an average bloke that likes to
7.
watch movies.
7.
Really?
Damn.
That's
I think
actually
it's-
humble.
Yeah, I think it's like 8 or 9.
That's actually quite humble.
Go with the 7.
Well, because what did we rate ourselves like?
Yeah, what did you?
I think what was the
was
the
pretty
very
high.
first time we
I
did
think
it?
we were pretty cocky. I'd say solid 9 or 10.
I thought you would like try and humble yourself a little bit. He's like, yeah, we were pretty cocky, but like, yeah, I think I'm a 9 or 10. I
Yeah.
reckon. I'd probably say like 8.5, 8.5.
Yeah.
You'd be up there.
I'm a 9 then.
Yeah.
I'm 9.5. So what do you do? What do you do with yourself? Are you kind of the same as
Yeah, I
John?
think we're all on the same course here, apart from Toby. So screen
Yep.
performance. Yeah, Whopper.
Yeah, I'm left out.
Oh, he's here.
Yep.
Yeah. What else do you do? Where do you come from?
I come from Sydney,
And where do you go?
and I come from New Zealand as well. Huh?
That's just a
Where
song.
do I go? Where do you come from?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
do you go? Where do you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to sing it. You don't need to sing it.
Copyright.
Yeah, we get. It was like 3 seconds, so we won't get copyright
Yeah.
for that. So you're from Sydney,
From Sydney.
New Zealand. You said.
Family's from New Zealand, yeah, half the family. So
See them a lot.
I see them regularly, yeah.
So what's with the? Why don't you have a New Zealand accent? Were you born in Sydney
I was
though?
born in Sydney.
Okay.
Grew up in Sydney, but
Yeah, fair enough.
dad's side of the family's from New Zealand.
Okay.
Sweet.
So
Let's get into it.
your top.
Top 10.
Okay, do top 10.
Top
This
10.
Top 10 because you did a top 8 last time.
May as well do 10.
You may as
Yeah.
well. But also we want
Last
some
time.
honourable mentions. I don't know what you're talking. Actually, why am I?
Yeah, what
Why
last
am I
time,
saying
dude?
that?
This is new.
I don't know.
Well, I have to pump 2 up to 10. All right.
Yeah, you did a couple. Wait, what?
More than a couple, yeah.
All right. Honorable mentions: The Social Network, The Dark Knight, Goodfellas, Zodiac, Moonlight, Catch Me If You Can, Babylon, Call Me By Your Name, Whiplash, Wolf of Wall Street, Get Out, Inglourious Bastards, Shutter Island, and Dead Poets Society.
Oh shit!
I didn't hear that
New
one.
I had that one in.
Yes,
Yay.
we finally
Forgot
got
about
someone
that
that
the
actually.
first time around.
We finally got someone that actually has Dead Poet Society.
And
Yeah.
I love that film.
Because where do you
Much
think
made
we
me
got?
cry.
Where do you think we got the goddamn name from?
Oh shit!
Oh
I
yeah.
never put two and two together.
Oh my god, you Neanderthal.
All right, top 10. No order.
Yep.
Psycho.
That's a new one.
Is that new?
Yeah. So I pumped that up from honorable mentions.
Psycho.
Damn,
That's
made to starting lineup.
That's like nine. That's like the 1961, right? Let me just check if that's the right.
yes.
Yes.
It's the right. Date.
You don't
I don't
need
want
to-
to get any wrong facts this time around.
Yeah.
Godfather Part 2.
Yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Mm-hmm.
One of only 3 films to win the Big 5 at the Oscars.
Mm.
Chinatown. Silence of the Lambs. One of the other films that's won the Big 5 at the Oscars. Apocalypse Now. Shawshank Redemption. Interstellar. La La Land and Godfather Part 1.
Nice. Well,
No order. That's just top 10.
now that you're giving us random facts about this, I want one random fact that you know.
About what?
Anything
Anything.
movie, go.
Only 3 films have won the Big 5 at the Oscars.
Apart from that,
Um,
because this can help you increase your score at the
what
end.
do you mean random fact? Like, that's just,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Well,
have
Put
like,
on the spot.
yeah.
of
well,
a certain film or like just
anything.
What do you mean?
Give me a random fact. Any one of these films, random fact. Because it could pump up your score.
Jack Nicholson should have won Best Actor for The Shining.
Is that a fact? I agree with that. Who was he up against? There's some more facts for you. Who was he up against?
It's 1980.
Yeah, 1980. I don't know actually.
Yeah. I know
I'd
that.
love to know who he lost it to.
Yeah.
What won Best Picture that year?
Not The
The
Shining.
Damn.
Shining got nominated for a
Yeah.
Razzie. The
Yeah.
worst
Damn,
picture.
really?
Yeah. So did the Shelley Duvall, the actress. She
Well, I did hear it
It
was a
took
little
like
bit
80 takes.
Yeah.
That scene with them going up the stairs.
I think it was
like-
more. It's like 100 and
It's
something.
like the longest scene
Oh.
in film. It's
Yeah.
like in the
Oh.
world. It's in the Guinness World
got you there.
Records. I don't know. It could be 100. Yeah, I think it is 100.
It was
It's
better.
it's the longest film with
Yeah.
it's the longest retake dialogue scene in the history of film. Like 100 or whatever.
It was like 150 or something.
And why do you
ridiculous.
think that they took so many takes?
It's
I think
perfection.
Kubrick just loves
Mm.
perfection. He's
Yeah.
very big on his details.
Precise
and,
guy.
And that scene was like a huge scene as well. Like
If
Mm.
you met him, do you think he'd be
A nice guy.
a bit of a weirdo or
He's
like a
just-
Tim Burton type character?
yeah,
Yeah.
he seems like a fast. I'd love to have a chat with him.
Mm.
Mm.
But yeah, he's notorious for the long takes and the detail and
I'd love to ask him about Eyes Wide Shut. Like,
Yeah, what was
how he
going
was
through
gonna
his...
finish it.
Yeah.
How he
What
was
were
gonna
you
finish it
thinking?
before he died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what...
Bit of a conspiracy theory around that. But
Mm.
Wait, would you ask him what were you thinking in a good or a bad way? Because you...
I like the movie.
we did a Tom Cruise last week
Yeah.
for like a filmography tier list and you put it in Masterpiece.
I did.
I said great, but then we did the whole paper, scissors, rock thing and we
Classic. Yeah.
Masterpiece it went into.
Mm.
Would you say it's a
I haven't
Masterpiece?
seen it.
You haven't seen it?
But I know
I wouldn't
just
say
know
it's a
that he passed
masterpiece.
away before he got to end it, so they
Yeah.
ended it the way differently to how apparently he wanted it
Mm.
Mm.
because of some conspiracy. But we'll get.
Yeah. It's
Dive
an
into
interesting
that.
movie.
You should read about it. It's quite interesting.
You can say the conspiracy at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Oppenheimer,
Insane film. 5 out of 5.
out of 10. And you said,
No film's perfect, so maybe like 9.5.
yeah,
Fucking loved it.
Mm.
beauty.
What'd you rate it?
I think like a
8.6,
8.5.
What'd you rate it?
8.5.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
yeah.
About what it's at on IMDb. So
Huh?
it's about what it's at.
IMDb, yeah.
It is on 8.8
Mm.
and 94% Rotten Tomatoes, as we said before.
Good one over there, boy.
Yeah, if you frozen up or something, what do you...
Huh?
What'd you like about
what
it?
did you can repeat the same... Oh, not repeat, just...
First time we've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like from technical, from technical parts of it. I mean, obviously the sound design's like one of the greatest I've ever heard in a film. Like you feel like you took a bomb to the chest.
Yeah.
Obviously the cinematography, the score felt like you were ascending to heaven.
Nice.
The performances were
good.
like absolutely top tier, as they always are in Nolan films. Like,
Mm.
he has this way of like unlocking actors in all these films. And you guys were talking about the raindrops before.
Is that the first time you'd heard of that?
No. But there's something further. Nolan said a phrase to Cillian Murphy, which he said helped him unlock the character of or the person of Oppenheimer, which was...
We'll put in some elevator music.
Yeah.
Chris used this amazing phrase. We were talking about Oppenheimer's arc, and he said, he's dancing between the raindrops morally. And so that Killian said like that really helped him understand. And so like the raindrops he was saying is like obviously on screen and
foreshadowing,
but also it's at the very end of the movie as well. Once he's spoken to Einstein, they look across the lake again and there's raindrops falling. So I just think, Nolan just has a way of...
What does he mean by that, dancing in between the raindrops?
I mean...
What do you think he meant?
I think Oppie... I think it was like he is obviously dancing between the raindrops morally. Like he's wanting to create this thing to end the war in his eyes,
which is helping,
which he's seeing as helping. But he also knows that the reality of this is it's going to take a lot of lives. So like he's always, everything he's doing is like he's like not like a bad person at all. Like he's a guy that went about it to try and help his country, that obviously created a horrific weapon that
I mean,
caused thousands and thousands and thousands of lives to be lost. But
I mean, calling back to those raindrops as well, like both at the start and the end of the movie, he sort of has the same facial expression as well. Yeah, it's blank and you just see it all in his eyes. So I'm wondering, like, before he did it, it kind of seemed like he already knew what was going to happen in a way. Do you know what I mean? Because he didn't...
It was really fascinating when once Hitler died or how like it showed like that was like such a small part of the movie. Like we didn't like that was so like irrelevant to the story. Like it was... He just kept... It kept pushing on because it was meant to be a bomb to stop the Nazis, but he kept going and... I think obviously he knew what the magnitude of this bomb would be, especially after the Trinity test. Like, and I don't know if you've seen like a graph of like all the nuclear bombs compared, like how it's like the Trinity test is like the
smallest.
It's like really small compared to what they do now, and like the bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
What started the wave?
Like now they're like something ridiculously bigger.
Well, going back to you saying, you know, he's a good guy with sort of good morals in a way.
Obviously
in a way.
Yeah, he's not... I wouldn't call him a good or bad guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy that had his country at heart. He's a bit of an
anti-hero.
Wasn't a murderer. Like he didn't want get set out and try and murder people. He just had his country and his...
Yeah. I think this is probably the best depiction of sort of an anti-hero as well. Because it's more about Marvel films as well. I don't know why I'm saying this, but it's more of like the anti-hero thing because they try and make the villains look like
the youth. Yeah,
they try and make the bad guys look like the good guys and call them an anti-hero. Do you know what I mean? Like Morbius as well. Like even Kraven the Hunter in a way. Like based on the trailer, they're trying to make bad guys good guys, and it's just like, why don't you just make a villain story? You know what I mean? But I did like it. It's not a very good comparison because they're two completely different, sort of films.
Yeah.
But they did a good way in making him an anti-hero because the thing he did destroyed lives and destroyed his own life because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're living in the repercussions today of it. Like any point, like the world could be over with a few megalomaniacs in power.
Could you say, well, some people might say it's delusional. Could you say that?
I don't think he's delusional.
Delusional? Hell no.
Yeah.
Just like,
smart guy.
Yeah.
Incredibly intelligent guy.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some people could say that.
I don't think, he has much delusion. Maybe he's blind. He was blinded by his ego at times.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a
but delusion?
Relatively big ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Naive, yeah. But I also feel like if he didn't create the atomic bomb, someone shortly after, whether the Nazis or not the Nazis, but the Russians,
weren't the Nazis in
the Soviet Union, whatever. Everyone, like, if he didn't create it, there'll still be atomic bombs today. It just would have been maybe 5 years, 10 years, whatever it might be.
Yeah,
less than that.
But if that had happened, do you still think it would be in the same sort of trajectory as it is now? Like, would they be as bad and as powerful?
Yeah, like they can't get any bigger on them.
Well, you could.
But you probably would have saved. You probably would have. Obviously, there would have been the bombs dropped in
Yeah.
Japan, so it would have saved so many lives there. But
But it
who
would-
knows? Like that's.
But then it
that's
wouldn't
the
have ended the
butterfly
war,
effect, like,
so-
you just don't know, like what the. Yeah.
So theoretically speaking, like he didn't drop the bomb. The war kept going. We don't know when it would have.
Well, so I reckon just another scientist would have done that instead
Another
of
scientist
Oppenheimer.
would've-
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like
There's
that's
a lot of them on his tails. Like,
yeah.
On his tail, like coming close.
Yeah.
Like he's known as the father of atomic bomb, but like there's a whole group of scientists who made this
Mm.
bomb.
That is true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I did like it when they were creating the atomic bomb as well, how they were putting marbles into the glass bowls as well, just to like sort of track progress as well.
Yeah.
And we knew, like, even if the marbles were in the background, they're slowly, like, we knew that the Trinity test was coming along. Even if they're all just in the room talking, you can see in the background how the vials is.
It was almost like a
bigger.
elongated montage, almost
Mm.
a little bit.
Mm.
He's incredible, Nolan. He's very insane filmmaker.
He does like his montages, just
Yeah.
like things like all
Low
put
key
together.
montages though.
Yeah, like not really a montage, but just like feels like it's just rolling, you know? It's just going. Like that's just like, even if it's just characters talking, the most boring lawyer shit, he just make it the most entertaining thing possible. And he's a talented dude.
Yeah,
We
he
need him
just
in
makes
today's climate.
Yeah,
do.
he makes films for film buffs.
He does.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what were you saying about his grandson? Oh no,
Oh, yeah.
Oppenheimer's grandson. You brought it up before.
So I saw
I didn't
this-
want you to say it.
Yeah. So I saw this yesterday. Can't remember his name, but it's Oppenheimer's grandson. He's upset about the scene where Oppie poisons like an apple, puts like some
Cyanide.
cyanide on it, and then last second just takes it away. So he's trying to poison his teacher. The grandson thought that was like completely like wrong thing to do by Nolan, because like it's accusing someone of killing and something that didn't even, like, no one even knows about. It's not even a true thing.
It's not a true story.
No, it's not.
But
true.
it's a sort of good way in creating his character and sort of like
Yeah,
how
it
he
goes dancing
double
around the
thinks.
morals,
Yeah,
dancing
yeah,
around,
exactly,
like-
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but he was just upset because it was him trying to kill someone, and then a lot of the comments to that were him. He killed like 200,000
Exactly.
people. So
What's one person going to matter if you end up killing that many people?
yeah, he just thought that was really like rude and
That's such an odd thing to get angry about.
upset. Yeah,
I didn't even know it wasn't part of it. I didn't know that.
Imagine like making a movie about Hitler and then someone gets mad. Or like a grandson gets mad. It's like, oh, Hitler, oh, you depicted my grandfather was about to shoot someone in the head, but he didn't. But he ended up killing what, 5 million
I do like get where
people.
I get where he's coming from though, because like it is murder of someone. Like I get the atomic bomb, he murdered 200,000 whatever people.
He didn't press the button.
Yeah,
But he was doing it for the right cause. Like he thought he was.
Yeah.
Like this is just straight up killing someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
But then again,
Interesting.
it's a bit contradictory.
But then again, it made a great scene. So who cares?
It made a good scene for the character
Yeah. It did.
in dancing
We knew
around the
a bit of-
raindrops
yeah,
morally.
Yeah.
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 Allowed us in pretty early on in the movie what this guy was dancing around the raindrop.
And I also thought Letitia should have had like a more reaction to him just snatching his apple away from him.
Yeah, he just like was.
She just kind of accepts it.
Oh, okay.
He sort of
Yeah.
looks in the bin. The other one.
Yeah.
Like, looks around, I was like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else? CGI.
Yeah, I mean, once again, that's why we're talking about how great Nolan is. He doesn't the practical effects and even the little like montage clips of like, you know how like little brief snippets of like you think like it's the sun and whatnot and like scattering like thingos. That's not like CGI either. Like all that was like bits and pieces of how he did it. Yeah, that's why he's one of the best filmmakers today, because he doesn't just chuck up a green screen and put a bomb there. Like he actually, and you can tell the difference. It's so clear when you've actually got like practical and effects and you're giving, it's
Those like scenes of him like imagining it or whatever at the start of the movie reminded me of like Kubrick in like 2001 Space Odyssey. Like those type like shots where it's all practical and it still looks stunning. Like just scenes of just like I feel like normal filmmakers for that like first hour will just had entire talking, and then just Nolan just adds the scenes of the.
It always just goes back and forth
Yeah,
as well.
like the particles just look so cool, just like this
Yeah.
intense, loud sound out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Freaking loved it.
Or even when they brought it into like real life, not just
Yeah.
him thinking about it.
Mm.
Like in the interrogation room, I don't know if I've said this, but how there were times of tension and then, you know, the screen would go white and you'd think that there would be something about to explode. It builds up to it
Then it,
and then it cuts, yeah. And that it's in the character as well, about how like morally bad he feels about this and the regret he has.
well, that scene of like you guys talked about with Joe, like in the not the gym, but like
yeah.
the hall of like it was literally like a horror movie. Like that was better than most. That 10-minute scene, whatever it was, better than most horror movies these days. Like that was just. Like even the wall shaking behind him, obviously the footsteps and when he steps in that
Forgot about the wall shaking behind.
like it's and that happened like even like in the interrogation room.
It did, yeah.
Like it's just so the way he makes a film is just
It's just the little things that make it the best.
the detail. You talking about storyboards, like he's so needed in today's climate.
Yeah.
Of like whack films coming out, like
Yeah.
Whack films.
whack films.
Whack films.
Majority of them,
Yeah.
unfortunately, these days.
Marvel crap.
What are your thoughts on Marvel?
My thoughts on Marvel is they should take a 5-year break right now. I've just Secret Invasion, something like that, has just come out and the reviews aren't the best.
And no one's watching it.
It's just a shame because it was such an incredible franchise and like look, the 5-year break, you'll come back and the first film that you do back will make $1 billion easy. Like people are marveled out. You know, they've gone quantity over quality. They're cutting corners on CGI. They're cutting corners on story. Like they're just.
Yeah.
Well, we did that hot take episode. And
I love
the other,
Marvel. Yeah. And I've been a fan. Like I grew up on Spider-Man. Like Endgame was like one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. But just too much right now. And if they take a little break, they'll reap the rewards from it later on.
Well, the other Hugo that you met said that they needed to just do a straight reboot.
Yeah.
Change all the characters, like same characters but just different actors. Sort of.
Well, the problem,
make it their own.
The problem is these days, if you want to catch up, you got to watch 35 films, 10 TV series, and they'll work it out. Kevin Feige's an incredibly intelligent guy. President of Marvel, so got to trust him and allow him to do his thing, I guess.
Hopefully he can do better than the last 2 years. Marvel stuff.
I just wanted to hear an opinion. I'm really just sick of.
I'm just really excited for the
seeing
Marvels.
the same shit.
Excited for the Marvels?
Oh, I'm so excited! I can't wait. Oh my god, that looks so sick. I think it's gonna beat Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Put it up for best picture already.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Hot takes. Are we done with Oppenheimer?
Yep.
I think we are. Hot takes. I had a new one. I didn't get to say last time, but I reckon Daniel Kaluuya will win 3 acting Oscars in his career.
4?
Huh?
Lead or supporting?
He's won Best Supporting for Judas and the Black Messiah. So he only needs 2 more for that hot take, which is not even a hot take. He's an incredible talent.
He probably could win one for like another Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Movie. Yeah.
I reckon he was a bit...
Get Out. He
get nominated?
Got
Yeah.
for that. Him and Timothée in the same year, they got nominated for that. Obviously, Leonardo DiCaprio is the greatest actor of all time. The worst era of filmmaking in history, the one we're in right now.
Yeah, but then isn't it a bit contradictory when you say you love Oppenheimer?
No.
Doesn't mean...
One movie doesn't define an
yeah,
entire era.
I guess so, yeah.
The overall, like, filmography of the last... COVID has played a role in that.
Of course, yeah.
Even still, like, Tarantino said it as well. Like, this era coupled with the 80s is, like, the worst in history.
What do you think lets it down?
A lot of sequels.
Lack of original stories, like lack of original
That's what
voices.
that was the answer I was sort of hoping
lack
for.
Of passion for like the amount of corners that have been cut making a film. Like, you don't cut corners in this. You like the more effort you put in, like we've seen with Oppenheimer, although it was only a 57-day shoot, it's because everything was planned out to a T, seemingly,
and no wonder movies aren't making any money.
Like, And you see Barbenheimer this weekend's like the 4th highest grossing weekend in film history because people are sick of these spin-offs, these remakes, these
2 original
rubbish
stories
stuff that's coming out. Like there's so many original voices out there that could make great stories, great films, and so many people in history can make films about. And
there'll come a point though where you can't. I mean, there's so many stories, so many people, so many.
I
events.
get it's a business, so I get they want to make money, and like rebooting like Snow White is going to drag a lot of kids to the cinemas. I get that, but what are you putting money over art? I don't know. Like it's got to find the balance somewhere there.
Yeah. It's kind of like sad.
It has turned into a business after COVID. Though.
It has. It's kind of sad how like say like Snow White would probably make like heaps of money, but like then we say we want more original. It will, 100%.
Just because of the name. The name carries it a long way.
Yeah.
Like all the parents will be taking their kids. You know.
Yeah, but then like so we say we want more original content, which I'd 100% agree. But then we get like Elementals, which is an original thing that lost tons of money. And same with Strange Worlds as well, came out like a few months ago.
Yeah, but
I think also, but probably has to do with the marketing as well.
It does. But
there wasn't huge marketing for Elemental, was there?
Yeah, not sure, but I spent a lot of money on it.
They put more time into.
Problem.
They put more time and money into advertising the sequels.
Yeah, they do.
Than original stuff.
Because they carry the name. I mean.
Yeah. They keep to what people know.
Like, we're gonna have June 2 come out. And
Yeah.
It'll be one of the best films of the year. But like a story that hasn't been told, and like the previous June films came out in like what
Ages ago.
80s, 84. Yeah.
But like this is like, it's like same with like Maverick. It's like it's redone. Like I'm not gonna say better because I haven't seen the previous June films, but like its own voice. Like Denis is like one of the best directors in Hollywood right now, and like it's a sequel and a reboot that's done right if you're gonna do it. But yeah, it's.
I mean, they put a modern twist on it without putting a modern twist on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do
like
exactly
keeping
know
up
what you mean.
with, sort of. I mean, you don't. What's the point of that? Like, you don't really need to make it woke. I mean, there's movies that I guess you don't have to touch it at all. But then,
well, there's some movies that just should not be touched.
Yeah.
Like,
imagine if they make a Godfather 4.
oh my god! Can you imagine.
Or
I mean,
Dark
they made like a spin-off, sort of The Offer.
Yeah, I guess so. That's different though. Or like a 4th Dark Knight movie. That'd be insane.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, or maybe Joseph Gordon-Levitt. But
as Robin.
yeah,
I like him. Yeah.
Do you reckon they should make just a Robin standalone film?
No, don't do it.
Shouldn't touch that trilogy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if Nolan's a director, I'm not gonna like say no, but like they shouldn't. I think, but
Yeah.
And it all comes down if someone reads the script and loves it. I mean, you need that person to read it.
Or
Like it
someone
needs to be him
person
or
who-
her.
No, the person who comes up with the idea. in the
did you
first
hear what
place.
they
Yeah.
did with the Oppenheimer script?
No.
In first person.
No.
Did you guys see that? So instead of in the script saying Oppenheimer walks across the room, it says I walk across the room.
I like that.
And that he's never done that before, Nolan, in a script. No one really has ever done that. But it's to show, like, because the movies are about Oppenheimer's view, and obviously the black and white, subjective and not subjective, and the color scenes as well. With the RDJ scenes, it's like not from his point of view, but everything else is from his point of view. So that was fascinating.
That sounds so acting school. Instead of Oppenheimer walks across, I walk across.
Yeah, it's very fascinating the way he did it. It probably helped killing it even more. Like,
Yeah. Well, it definitely would have helped
him,
me.
yeah.
If I was in that situation, because it gives you more authority,
Immersion. Yeah.
authority, immersion. Yeah, exactly.
Emotion definitely to the character.
To
in
build the
world.
character, it's like I am him.
Yeah,
I walk
him.
across the room.
I'm him.
Exactly.
And obviously, my last hot take was just had to get out there before something happened and we couldn't.
Wait,
say it.
what was it?
Timothée Chalamet is the greatest actor on the planet under the age of 30 and probably further than that. And no person in the history of acting has had a better career at the age of 27 than what Timothée Chalamet has had.
Damn.
Any
Leo?
rebuttals on that?
I was
any
honestly
names?
thinking about getting up a list of.
Please get a list. I'd love.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh's great. She's one of the greatest actresses in Hollywood right now, but she doesn't have the filmography that Timothy has at his age. Timothée, sorry.
Oh, you getting up a list?
What about, so if Leo's the greatest actor ever, why can't he be the greatest actor under 30?
He's not under 30.
No, when he
Right
was.
now.
When he was under 30. Oh, right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Because you did say Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time. But
And
if we were
Leo's
comparing
the
those
GOAT
two, that he would
at the
win.
same
If he was
age.
30 right now,
At the same age.
yeah. He would win.
Acting ability, taken away, the filmography of Timothy is larger than Leo's. Because Leo, like we were saying, I think he was 27 in 2001 or something. So at that point, he had Titanic, Romeo and Juliet,
Yeah.
Basketball Diaries, what's it?
Gilbert,
Gilbert Grape, Marvin's Room. So he did it.
Wait, when was The Beach made? Or was it?
2002.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously Leo's the GOAT, but no one at 27 has had the career that Timothy's had.
How old is Barry Keoghan?
30.
30?
32.
I'd say
He's
he's
just
up
had a
there.
kid. He's just had a kid.
Damn, he looks pretty young.
He's got a film coming out with Jacob Elordi very soon, actually.
Wasn't Jacob Elordi in an Elvis film as well? Like a
Yeah, Priscilla.
But it's, Priscilla. Yeah.
With who's directing that? What's her name? Who's directing Priscilla?
Oh, Sophie Coppola.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sophie Coppola. Francis.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
The GOAT. One of the GOATs. Francis Ford.
Hell no.
Love Harry Styles, man. Love Harry.
I just love to bring.
It was good in Dunkirk. Didn't say any lines.
He actually
but
was.
He was. Mate, he was very
Killian as
believable in
well?
Dunkirk.
Yep.
Killian, yeah. Tom Hardy, and that was awesome as well.
Yeah.
I just love to break the barriers.
I think you're.
Got any names?
I think you're right because there's a lot of just actors that are fine.
but
like,
they're in shit movies.
Yeah.
So you look, he's very like, and obviously I've listened to every. Single
I've broken it down. I've done the math
broken it
here.
down, and like, I think his range as well, but like also like the judge of a great, like for me, like Leonardo is the GOAT for a lot of reasons, but also because of his filmography of like romance, action, comedy, biopics, all these things. And that's why Timothy's already at 27. He's done all the romance. He's done romance. He's done action. He's done comedy. He's done it all at 27 already. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the camera's about to die, so I think we should end it there.
we should end it on a great note.
Yeah.
Leo and Timothy the GOATs.
They are.
Thank you for watching this long as episode. If you like what you see, chuck us a sub, give us a like, finger the like button.
Yes.
And if you don't like to watch YouTube, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
All that good stuff.
all that good stuff. So thank you boys for coming on for the
Thank you
first
for
time.
having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Love the set.
And we'll see you next week for.
Barbie.
I mean, we'll post them relatively close together.
to each other, yeah.
So catch us then.
Bye.
Bye bye. Hey, clap him out.
All love.